Welcome to another episode of Fifth Edition. Fifth edition. Dang, I already messed it up. Dungeons and
We're off to a good
Dragons.
start.
Descent into Avernus,
Boop, 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 boop.
starring this all-star cast, including but not limited to. We're gonna go with Nightcaste. Would you like to tell us your character name and what the basics are about them?
My character's name is Malvola. He is a blue, uh, total.
Dragonborn.
Yes, blue heritage, dragonborn, hexblade warlock.
Fair enough. That's pretty much all we need. That's good. We shall move on. Going on from Nightcast, who is playing Malvola. We'll go to Ghostwoods. I'm jumping around. That's right.
So rude.
I'm going right to left on the Roll20 list. So there you go.
Let's Ghostwoods.
Hi, I'm playing Thorn, an elven ranger who looks a bit like a rough elvish Jason Statham, which is not something I've been able to find art on the internet. So that's a challenge for you all. Good evening.
Where do people find you on the internet, Ghostwoods?
Easiest place to find me is Twitter as Ghostwoods. That's the most reliable.
Okay. There you go.
Cool.
And then we've got NobiGit.
I'm playing Flynn, a Ghostwise halfling monk. Yeah, that's pretty much it. He's the smallest of the... I'm the token shorty.
All right. And then we've got Shy.
Hi, I'm Shy. I'm playing as Coyra, a druid.
Yeah.
What else?
That's pretty much it. You can just say
Okay,
that.
good
Cool. And then got myself. I'm Vallen. I'm playing a half-orc wild magic sorcerer. And then by the name of Palkas. And if you guys, or if you, the audience, are looking for our player names versus us, just look at the bottom of the Roll20 screen where I'm highlighting with the mouse right now, and that should line up with the characters. Otherwise, the Dungeon Master, Kashcah.
Yeah, hi. Sorry, was that my cue to like recap or something? Or...
Sure.
Okay.
I'm trying.
So, what happened last time? Each of the characters was in their own special way, drafted kind of to conscripted to help out with the Flaming Fist, who have kind of stepped up their activity within Baldur's Gate due to a recent catastrophic event kind of thing that happened at the nearby city of Aluren. So they were conscripted, had to go meet with this one guy at the gate, whose name escapes me right now because that's how important he was. So they went and met up with him, and he gave them the task of taking care of a cultist problem that has kind of risen within the city recently. These cultists have been going around the city kind of murdering people, and there are sleep wolves going on.
Sleep wolves.
And so the adventurers that you see before you have the task of clearing that up. Their first stop was to gain some more information about these cultists, like where they're hiding out. That's a good place to start, by finding a woman named Terina at the Elf Song Tavern. So they arrived at the Elf Song Tavern, kind of hung out for a bit. Elf Song Tavern is named so because there is a elf spirit voice that sings a song every so often, and they did hear the singing, but it had slightly different words than usual, which is very surprising. They then kind of located Serena. She was playing dice up on the first floor, and started kind of talking to her when they were interrupted by loud noises from below.
Loud noises.
And this is kind of where we pick up now. And the first thing that happens, Tarina has stood up and said, she kind of looked over in this direction. You're not sure who she was looking at on this table, but she looked over in the direction of that table, said, "They're here," and kind of started readying herself. So she is kind of got her hand on the hilt of a scimitar. And then the next thing that happens is the bard that you were traveling with kind of looks worriedly at Tarina, stands up quite rapidly from the table, and rushes over to this door here. And he tries the handle of that door, and it's locked. And that's where we'll kind of pick up with what everybody else wants to do.
Yeah.
Okay, just for curiosity's sake, if I'm reading the map correctly, it goes down to a landing, then takes a 90-degree turn, and then down to the main floor, correct?
That's correct.
In
Yep.
that case, I want to slip down as quietly as possible down to that landing or close to it, and kind of see if I can see what's going on down there.
Yeah. Being a short person, you can you don't have to move very far down to clear, so you can see quite quickly, because this is just like like a handrail, kind of like a balusters, so you can see through them quite clearly.
Okay, so there's not like a full wall at that corner.
Correct. Yeah, this is just a ballasted handrail that goes down. And what you see is a group of folks who were not previously in the tavern when you went upstairs and now occupying the space. So these are the ones that you see at the moment. So you see kind of, let me give you a description of this guy. He is looks like a very gruff kind of person. He is human. He's a pretty tall, muscular looking guy. He also looks like he hasn't had a bath in about 2 months. He does have actually roll a perception check, see what else you notice. See how much
Give me a second, I
detail
gotta
you
pull
get.
up my sheet.
For the benefit of the viewers, is it this guy you were talking about?
Oh, sorry, do it again? Yeah, yep, that guy.
Okay.
This guy right here. And he's got some friendos with him.
These being friendos?
Yeah.
Oh,
That could work.
and friendo here.
Oh, yeah, okay. So you notice that, aside from the fact that he doesn't look like he's had a bath in a couple of months, he also has, one of his right eye is clouded over. So it looks like it's just covered in a significant kind of cataract. And he also has this kind of grimace on his face. This really, his lips are kind of curled back, and he's not happy, and he's kind of he looks like he's about ready to punch this poor person here, who is kind of cowering away from him. And Clank, you'd heard some armor noises. Clank is kind of leaning back against a wall. So you're not quite sure what happened there, but yeah.
Oh, I thought he exploded.
Now, do these look like the cultists or just like some group of brigands or something?
These don't look like cultists. They look like low-life thug kind of people, shady characters for sure. But you don't see you don't see any kind of cultist garb on them or anything. There's no symbols of the Dead Three or anything like that.
They're a local gang.
Armored or
they do have leather armor on. And what else? They have scimitars as well as light crossbows. This fella here, though, does not have a crossbow. He has a scimitar, but no crossbow.
I'm gonna look back at the rest of them, or the rest of the group. Yeah, we've got company down here. A lot of them.
So while Flynn...
And say it as quietly as possible and still be heard.
Okay. While Flynn's taking that scene in, is anybody else doing anything? Or are you just waiting for Flynn to report back? Or
I'm going to move to cover his space on the stairs and draw my scimitar.
Okay.
Palkas would move to the opposite side so that he could perhaps either get an angle. Let's see if I can actually do this down this way at somebody coming up, or just surprise somebody as they're coming up from behind.
Okay.
And I don't know how to do arrows, but I'm gonna go here, also to the side, just so that I can do something by the stairs in case something needs doing.
Okay. Alright, so while you're all kind of taking positions and everything, your bard friend, he's been trying that door handle. He tries it quickly, it's locked. So he moves to the next door quickly and does the same again. Tries the handle, and same thing again, the handle is locked. So he looks quite worried at this point. So yeah.
Seeing that, I'm gonna start trying the doors on the
Okay. Thanks, Tal, for the sub. Okay.
Oh yeah, should have.
And Palkas has them all raised up and ready.
It's just like you're just gonna
I
whack them.
suddenly feel like I'm in a bad place.
Yeah. Palkas is just all business right now, not taking any, just like heard the noise, understands danger is present. Palkas switches modes.
Okay. So this guy here, Flynn, you see as he kind of pushes this person and says, so it says to this person back here, "Where is she?" And the barkeep says, we don't want any trouble here. Don't just if you can just take it elsewhere, just get out, kind of thing. And these guys are kind of just pushing past people. Like this guy moves up, and they're kind of like, this guy's like checking out this booth over here, and yeah, they're all kind of moving through the crowd.
Street gang.
Anything anybody else wants to do?
Is it loud enough speech that we're hearing it upstairs with, I'm assuming, people going quiet up there?
Yeah, he's not shy. Sorry, shy. I've got to stop saying that.
He's not.
I can't even say he's not coy because he's bold.
He's not being subtle.
He's not being subtle. He is a bold individual. So does have kind of a raised voice, which you could quite easily hear coming up the stairs.
Is his name Show Enough?
Sure enough.
All right. What are the rest of the people doing in here? Specifically, is it this person? Was that the woman we were speaking with?
Mm-hmm. That's the woman you were speaking with. Yeah.
Tarina.
Yep. So she kind of like does a bit of a Dukes of Hazzard move over the table, whoop, and she looks like she's kind of got one hand on the table, like she's ready to flip it up, So she's kind of doing that. These two people back here are just kind of like, what is going on? Is the look on their face. And then this person here, I think it's that person. Let me double check. She has like a scar on her face. By the way, this person does.
Which one?
this person, and
Okay.
she'd been kind of like flipping a coin, just like idly kind of watching everybody flipping a coin. She has stopped flipping her coin and is now kind of looking quite studiously at the stairway. So she doesn't seem to be particularly fazed by this.
Flynn, get back up here. More defensible.
Wait, are you saying this
Yeah, I'm saying that.
to whom?
To Flynn.
I haven't really gone down. I'm more like crouched down and I'm looking under. It looks like I'm down further, but I'm actually technically still at the top of the stairs.
Okay, fine.
Palkas says, "This may be a bottleneck, but we're stuck inside the bottle." And he points around the room, seeing the bard jiggling on the doors and not finding any openings.
So that reminds me, Malvola, are you trying this door first? Is that?
I figure I'm standing right next to it. That one makes sense.
Yep, that one is locked.
All right, I'm gonna go to the one on the. That would be, as things progress.
Okay. So you trying the handle again? Is that?
If I can do that in this few actions,
Yeah.
then yes, I would try that one as well.
Okay. So you try. It's locked as well. But you hear some movement from within. When you kind of jiggle the handle, it's like somebody kind of got up and moved away or something.
It doesn't surprise me. The other thing I'm thinking, I looking at Tarina, I'm like, is there another way out from a...
Are you asking her or?
Yes.
She's like, only if you enjoy jumping from windows.
Better than getting shanked.
Okay. Everin tries this. He takes like a step, reaches, tries the handle. That one's locked as well. So he is like almost sprinting across the room. He sees you at this door. He kind of looks at you, and is almost like sprinting across the room, trying. It looks like he's heading for the other doors.
Okay.
Okay. So let me know if you guys want to do anything else. Please just interrupt me because I will ramble on all night.
Sounds good.
So these guys are kind of moving through the crowd, like looking, so they're all kind of moving up. This guy kind of checks back here, and the leader, kind of the guy who looks like he's leading, who's been bellowing at people, looks like he's heading your way, Flynn. He's kind of growling at people as he's walking by and tipping stuff over and kicking stools out the way, and but he looks like he's heading your way.
Okay, I'll look back to the rest of them. Here comes the leader, and this might be stupid. I've still got that full mug of ale in hand. I'm going to stagger down to that landing like I've been in my cups for quite a while, and kind of look around as I'm swaying, like, what's going on? What's all the ruckus?
Okay. Make a deception check. A deception or performance, your choice, actually. But you
Either one's probably going to suck.
you are trying to pretend to be something that you're not. So.
Hence the reason I said this is probably going to be stupid, because I've only got a charisma of 11.
May the dice be with you. Okay.
Okay, like I said, stupid.
So the the guy at the bottom of the stairs kind of narrows his eyes at you and puts one hand down to his scimitar hilt and spits to the side and then kind of growls at you. So he's just kind of like he's trying to intimidate you a bit, essentially.
Okay, here comes stupid part 2.
Okay.
Mug of ale splashed in the face.
Oh yeah. Okay. So make a
Is that another
make
Halflings
it.
are ridiculously brave. Come on.
I'll take it to Mordor. So make a dexterity check to see if you can actually, like, land that. It's a low DC, but see if you can, or if it ends up
That's
on
just
your
clicking on that
face.
clarity, right?
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so it kind of lands on him. Like, it kind of like, it falls a bit
That's my
short.
dexterity. That really stinks.
Falls a bit short, so now the stairs are kind of half covered in beer. Like, you got more of his boots than his face.
Oops, sorry about that.
Okay.
Hey, I'm going to try to play it off.
He says, out of the way, halfling.
There's no need to be rude.
He just, and up. He's coming up the steps to you.
Okay, as he's coming up the stairs, I'm going to move like I'm getting out of the way and kind of stumble, trip, and basically headbutt to whatever portion of his body hits.
Wait, so you're headbutting him? Like,
Yep.
Okay. All right. Make a melee attack.
Isn't Drunken Master a specialty?
Yeah, I don't have that, and I'm just playing it by ear.
Yeah. Okay, so you go to headbutt him, and what you're like through. So you're headbutting him kind of in the pelvis area, shall we say?
Like I said, whenever I hit, I'm trying not to make it.
Yeah. So you headbutt him and you connect, but oh my god, it's like he's made of like his muscle is like solid, So it's like you just kind of headbutt him and like. That kind of hurt. Like you have like a bit of a ringing kind of sensation going on now because...
I'll stagger back like, hey, I was trying to get out of your way.
Alright, what about everybody else?
Yeah, my performance sucks.
Let me scroll back.
I'm just ready to leap down and stab him as soon as he gets clear. If he gets clear. Not the monk, obviously. Back.
Okay.
Palkas says to Coyra, just follow our lead.
I will.
So this lady here is actually that's actually a halfling as well. She's a halfling as well, and she kind of wait, where is she? She kind of looks at you, Coyra, and gives you a bit of a nod. And you look at her and you see like she has a quarterstaff. And she looks like she just kind of looks like she's equipped to be like out in the wilds a little bit. So she just kind of gives you a bit of a nod. But she's got her hand on her quarterstaff. She looks like she's kind of ready as well.
Okay.
Whatever's coming her way.
Okay.
Alright. So Everin runs over to this corner. He tries this door. Nothing is locked. Tries this door behind you, Thorn. That one's locked as well. And so you see him like rummaging in his pockets quickly. And he pulls something out of his pockets and drops it on the floor and then is like trying to gather it up. And he looks kind of panicked. So that's what he's doing.
By the way, I would like to ready an action.
Okay.
If the guy comes up the stairway, I would like to attack.
Ooh, okay. And it's this moment Tarina shouts out to you, and she says, "If you help me with this, I'll give you the info that you want."
My dear woman, we're perfectly happy to attack these people anyway.
We're already trying.
She says,
Well, one of us is.
She says you've never met Deadeye.
I'm sure I won't again.
Palkas
I
says,
have.
Palkas would say, "We have the high ground. It's over."
Okay. Your overconfidence is your weakness.
It was so easy. I had to just low-hanging fruit, just,
All right. Okay, so back down to... Well, actually, let's take this moment to... what is that? Hang on. Yes, clear that after. Let's roll some initiative because we're getting pretty much into kind of a turn order kind of thing here. So how you do that? Actually, in order for it to kind of register, right, is you have to click on your token first and then roll.
I forgot that, and that was a good roll, too.
I'm happy to adjust it if you want to do that.
I was going to say, can I keep that roll, please?
You can totally keep that natural 20. That would be cruel and unusual for me.
It is 23, initiative, come on.
Is that all? No, I'm kidding.
Give me a minute. I'm trying to find it.
Oh, no worries, because I have to catch up as well.
It is in the top center of your character sheet, right next to the shield.
Just to the right of the shield.
What's really annoying is they only labeled one of these.
Do you have the stream open?
Oop.
Found it, I think.
Yep.
Yep, you sure did.
Okay.
So Nobby, could you roll it once more and then I'll adjust your roll to... It's the easiest way for me to get it to show up on the turn order. Oh, what?
Never mind, I rolled the same thing.
What?
I'm honestly not cheating, I swear.
I'm just kidding.
I feel so bad for you right now. Oh dear.
Well, I do because those nat 20s are gone. They're never coming back.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, that's 3 nat 20s on initiative right now.
Alright.
Oof.
Okay, I think that's everybody, right? Oh, you know what?
Shai knows how to
Actually,
roll
let's give these two people. Hang on one second. I want to give them. Okay, you have to try not to. Oop, show up like. Okay. Oop. Okay. It's that person, and
Oh my
then.
God. This is quite the list.
Yeah, it is.
I'm just gonna expand it all the way down the page now.
And then this
Just
person.
a little list.
There we go. Look how cute that name is. Okay.
I don't.
Right.
I can't see a name.
Really?
Yeah. I also can't see the names.
There's no character names
Oh,
for anybody
okay.
except myself.
Only
Alright.
Mao.
I did
Yeah.
not know it did that. Okay. Well, sorry, you'll never know. Okay, Flynn. You've got incoming.
Okay, this guy'd be considered size medium, right?
Yep.
Good. That means I can slip through the area he's standing without penalty.
Nice.
And as I slip through, all pretense is gone. I'm punching upward as I slip through.
Okay.
More
That's my
likely
main
to hit
attack.
something important.
You know what? I forgot one person.
Okay, I deflected off his thigh or some crap.
No, it's just too small a target to hit.
I was going to leave that one alone.
Yeah.
We could go with the whole low-hanging fruit thing, but I think that'd be a bit
for
much.
bonus, for my bonus action, guess what? My other fist is going.
Okay, so yeah, the first one. Man,
Oh my
again,
gosh.
he just seems to be like solid muscle, like you're punching, but if it's almost like it's hurting you more than it's hurting him. And he's just kind of like looking down at you like puny halfling.
Remember those initiative rolls a moment ago?
You don't have anything that gives you advantage, do you?
No, because if
I'm
he
a
did,
level
that
one
would be
monk.
terrifying.
It's true. Alright, so you kind of slip through. So are you like the other side of him now? Or you're just kind of like... Okay.
I'm like just behind him on the stairs.
Okie doke.
Yes, I know that puts him between me and the rest of the party, and the rest of his party.
You do
Yeah,
a friend
you are
right
now
next to you.
surrounded.
It's not good.
I don't expect to survive anyway. I mean,
Wow, okay.
It's alright, we don't
So
either.
confident.
Yeah. Alright, Malvola, what would you like to do?
So we've tried the doors. Everything's locked. I try to address the person in this, or whatever made the noise on the other side of this door. I'm like, open up. We'll be out of here in a minute.
Ooh, okay. Hang on one second, let me find, I want to see one thing quickly. Just need to check. You hear, somebody talking to you in a language that you don't understand. And it's very kind of like, the language is very fluid sounding. The words all kind of like merge together, and yeah. So that's what you hear. Anything else you want to do?
You are currently muted.
Right. No, I'm kind of doing one of these as far as like half facepalm kind of thing, because obviously this is going to be an issue as far as communicating with this person. So that's not going to go the route that I want. And I'm really kind of out of ideas until things progress away from there's an ambush on the staircase and I'm kind of on the other side of the room. So I think that's going to be it for me, honestly.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. I mean, so keep in mind as well, you can like hold your actions, you know. So if you want to tell me like I'm going to like for example, I have no idea, but I want to ready a crossbow until I see somebody's head stick up or some, you know, like if you want to tell me an action with a trigger that you're waiting for, then
that is actually a good point. I am going to draw my flail, and I think I actually have to. I'm not sure what kind of action it takes. Give me a second to go to somebody else.
Okay, all right. So Tarina, that's exactly what she's doing, right? She has her scimitar out, and she's kind of standing, like just glaring at the stairs. So Everin seems to be. He's now got whatever it was that he dropped and picked up. He's now got in his hands, and he's facing the door. And you see some kind of activity going on there. And then the next thing you know, that door pops open, and Everin steps through it. And Thorn, he just kind of like looks at you briefly, and then closes the door.
That's fair.
Is there a locking noise?
that's gonna be my question.
Okay, so let's
And then a bolt.
so
And then another bolt.
so the folks around the stairs, well actually, so Palkas and Thorn, are you doing anything until, or are you just waiting for them to come to you kind of thing?
Palkas would try to say quietly to Tarina, call to them, draw them up here.
She looks at you like, are you crazy?
He's saying this while he's holding a maul over his head right now, and he's like, do it.
Okay. Thorn, anything you want to do?
yeah, Thorn is holding a strike with a shot.
Okay.
For when someone comes in range.
Cool. Right. So the friends downstairs. So this guy here is going to just try and backhand you, Flynn. He's just going to try and give you a slap out of the way, basically. They're not. He doesn't seem, and the Deadeye doesn't seem to be particularly bothered with you. He sees you as kind of like a puny halfling that is wasting his time. All right, so
the plan is working.
So this guy's whoosh, to hit you and try and like knock you back, basically. Oh, I forgot to mention the other thing I did, right? Those 3 circles when you click on your token. The red one is your passive perception, the green one is your hit points, and the blue one is your AC. Super helpful for me. Okay, so I assume that connects with you, Flynn? That
There's nothing showing.
I'm not seeing anything.
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, that's a bummer. Okay, 15 was his attack.
My AC is 15, so it would hit.
Okay. So he does. Ooh.
Your AC is 50% better than mine.
Oh, he does 1 point of damage to you as he slaps you to try and kind of push you out the way. Are you going to kind of roll with the punch and be pushed out the way, or are you going to stand your ground?
Wrap yourself around his arm and heave back.
I'm like trying to duck under it, but not like his hand grazing the top of my head. Not necessarily giving way, but not necessarily
Okay.
standing in the way.
Okay. So you're just kind of weaving out the way, but alright. Okay, our friend Deadeye completely ignores you, Flynn, and proceeds up the stairs. So he is going to end up except I've got too much junk open. Hang on, let me move that out the way, then I can scroll successfully. So a head appears here. So I think a bunch of people have like have stuff they were holding, waiting for him to show up, and here he is.
This is like the scene in Home Alone where the paint can comes down on the stairs.
Yeah.
Except the paint
At least
can
that's
is
the
a
hope.
mall.
Except in this case, I have a feeling it's a mall instead of a paint can.
Yes.
It could be more than that. It could be more than that. There's 2 other people as well.
Okay.
If it's a spell, I'm glad I'm downstairs.
It's a spell attack.
You're still only 10 feet away.
Alright.
Flynn suddenly becomes very religious.
Alright. So everybody with a held action waiting for this guy to show up, you now have, feel free to unleash hell.
Alright. I guess I'll... Palkas would be more than willing to take the first swing. From time in prison, is not afraid to make sure the fight ends before it begins. So let's do... he actually says, boom, as he swings it, and casts Booming Blade on his maul while he does it. So... but I think he missed. Which makes sense. He's reaching over the banister trying to hit the guy.
Unfortunately, yes, you did miss.
So the maul comes down, slams against the edge of the stairway instead. And that's it.
Okay.
That's all he's got.
Okay. Thorn?
Thorn is going to stab at him with the sword. That's 13.
Oh, sorry, 1 second. Just looking at this. That does not hit.
Okay.
Okay. He says, in a really gruff voice, "A welcoming committee. This is my kind of party." And he's going to step forward and swing at you, Thorn, with his scimitar. And he misses. Yep. Okay. Coyra.
I have my scimitar ready, but I'm gonna try to hit him.
Okay.
I don't know if I can reach. Let me find it really quick. Do I just click on the thing?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Banister, just like with me, kind of got in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't
Yes,
think
to
this
the
through
banister.
standing here.
Okay, so do you want to do any movement, or are you happy where you're at?
I'm actually happy where I am.
Okay. Right, so the next person, she's, oh, tell me I didn't close that. Okay, no. She is going to, so this is also a halfling, actually. So this halfling kind of stands up. She's the one with the scar down her face, and she kind of, surprisingly, right, nobody had really been seeing her do this. It had all been under the table, but she stands up and puts out her arm and triggers this hand crossbow.
Nice.
So she gets, she hits him for... So you see this kind of small bolt just whip through the air and hit him, like kind of just in the upper torso area. So he takes a little bit of damage from that.
Finally, somebody that can hit him.
I hit something. There's some damage on the thing.
Alright, Flynn.
Okay, there's plenty of them up there to take care of him. The
You'd like to
idiot
think
guy.
that.
I have a little bit of hope.
Just
This
little.
guy that's tried to slap me, on the other hand, he's going to taste halfling fury.
Just slap him back.
Okay. No, he's not.
It's not over yet.
And for my bonus action, let's try that again.
Okay. Let's do that. Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll
Yeah, the
hit.
first one was a feint.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Let's see.
I feinted it slapping at him, so he would get distracted while my foot connected with his face.
Yeah. Okay, so he takes a chunk of damage.
So he points of slap damage. Whoops.
Okay.
And then I'm going to backpedal up to the landing, kind of keeping facing toward the stairs down below. I
Okay.
mean, it kind of keeps my back toward Deadeye or whatever's.
Okay. Alright. So this guy is going to get an attack of opportunity on you when you kind of exit his...
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Alright, just check. So he's going to try and punch you again. Oh, he misses. Okay. I think it's...
Neener.
He just took a foot to the face, a halfling foot, and it's already kind of like swelling, you know. It's such a strong kick, and so he like just strikes out wildly, trying to punch you, and just completely whiffs.
Teach you to slap me.
Never slap a halfling. It's Malvola.
Now that I can see him, Eldritch Blast.
Ooh, okay.
Nice.
How do I? That's not what I expected that to do. How do I actually cast the?
To do so, if you go to your spells page, you click on the
I am there.
cog next to the spell, and then you change the output to be attack instead of spell card. and then try again. And it should also show
there we
up
go.
on your weapons list too.
That.
Oh, that hits.
Nice.
Nice hit. Then click on the words Eldritch Blast in chat.
Oh, because it's not set up because the whole Roll20 thing.
It's alright. Roll dice. One of multiple ways.
There you go.
There you go. Nice.
All right. He
Eldritch
takes an
force.
Eldritch Blast.
Forceful Eldritch damage.
So what does this look like? Well, it says a beam of crackling energy. Is this like any particular? Is it blue like you are, or is it?
I always pictured it like it's some malevolent purple light.
Okay, cool. So yeah, everybody sees this kind of come crackling from Malvola's area, and strikes Deadeye, leaving yeah, kind of a. It's like he just got kicked by a halfling, except remotely. Okay. Are you happy where you are, or do you want to move?
I am going to move. Trying to decide whether I'm going to go here.
Okay. That's a nice choice. Because Tarina now just takes the hand that she had under the edge of the table and just flips it up so that she's got like, I'd say probably like half cover. And then she is going to, she uses her crossbow and, ooh, that hits. I need to change these so you can see them. Okay, so crossbow bolt whips through the air and punctures Deadeye.
It's a good thing we've got NPCs.
AKA meat shields.
Alright,
I mean, poor innocent bystanders, we have to avoid letting them get hurt.
okay, so Thorn kind of, you might be able to hear from the room next door. There's some kind of, you can hear movement within, which doesn't surprise you, but it does sound quite like rapid and yeah. I mean, if you want to know more, you can make a perception check. But if you're just happy to assume it's
No, that's fine, thanks.
okay. All right. So this halfling over here, is going to also, she kind of casts. But so she casts this this spell, and you see kind of a flame like shoot forward from her hands, but unfortunately misses Deadeye here. So, all right, Palkas. Yeah, it kind of like shoots in between you and Coyra. This little like burst of flame.
So he's been hit a few times. Is he looking still unfazed and determined?
He looks a little like, yeah, I mean, on the stake scale, he's still pretty rare.
Okay.
Palkas then says, "Enough of this," and then takes the maul and he grips it near the head and like kind of smashes the handle down into the ground. Upon doing so, one of the torches in his in the sack that he carries on the side comes up and just like shoots really quickly right at Deadeye. Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
And I cast the catapult spell.
Okay. Cool.
Which, there you go. He needs to make a DC 13 Dex save.
Okay. Let's see how he does. He fails.
Okay, he takes 11 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Ow.
So was this like?
Well, if he had made the save, then it would be Thorn trying to make the save. That's the way the catapult spell works. If it misses the first person, the next person in line has to make a save until it hits something or something.
Good to know.
That's awesome.
Of course, what I'm worried about is, was there a magical surge?
Yeah, that's what I'm just looking at. Okay.
I have not used my ability.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Yep. Your wild magic surge. Okay. All right. So was this
But
like?
it's entirely up to the DM.
This was the This was the your torch just smacked him in the back of the head kind of thing.
I have a sack of torches.
Okay.
And basically, the catapult spell will toss an object of 1 to 5 pounds up to 90 feet. And if it hits them, it'll do 3d8 damage. And it's basically a dexterity save.
Okay.
But it also destroys the object, or both objects take the same damage. So the torch is destroyed in the process.
So splinters, just like the torch just splinters and
just
kind of
smacks him in the back
vaporizes
of the head
almost.
Smash.
And he takes, he turns to you and just says, "You're next."
Come and get it.
Alright, he's looking. He's starting to look a little more medium on the stake scale.
Palkas calls to Terran. Get to the chopper. Do it now. Sorry.
He does. Thorn, what would you like to do?
Thorn will smile at him and say, "Presumptuous, aren't we?" Swing at him again.
Okay.
Nice. Oh no. Crap.
That's a natural one.
That's a natural one. Yep. Okay. And do you have any bonus actions you would like to do?
No.
Okay.
I'm staying planted.
All right. Sounds good.
You're cooling him off so he doesn't heat up too quickly.
Alright, so the friendo's downstairs. This guy is he's just like humiliated, he's angry, he is running after you, Flynn. And this time he has his scimitar out. So he's drawing his scimitar, taking like a step up the stairs. "Come back here, halfling!" And you said your AC's 15, right? Yeah, so he's just able to dodge out the way. It's pretty close. It's like you feel the blade, like the air, the rush past you.
I'll stick my tongue out at him.
Okay.
The angrier he is, the less focused he is.
And the rest of them are kind of piling over in this
that's
direction.
really not fair, guys.
Excuse me.
Alright, and Mr. Deadeye is going to he's gonna make a scimitar attack. So he hits you, I'm afraid, Thorn. For 6 slashing damage.
What's he using?
He's using a scimitar.
Okay.
And then he pulls he does this little like move where he pulls a dagger from his belt and twists it in his hand really quick and just tries to kind of shiv you with it. But misses. Okay, Coyra.
I'm trying to figure it out. So who just took damage?
Thorn did. He took a pretty hefty swipe from a scimitar.
Deadeye did too.
Oh, Deadeye's taking. Starting to look a bit like a
We don't
pinky
care
shell.
about how damaged Deadeye is.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
But we don't care about fixing it.
Oh, yeah.
Indeed. I'm gonna try to heal a little bit of the damage done to Thorn.
Okay.
Let me try to. Like this.
Oh, nice. There you go.
So the range on that is touch.
So
You
you
have to move over to him, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yep, but you could you've got enough movement where you could kind of like just dart forward, cast this and like touch Thorn and then dart back again. And because you're not leaving his kind of surrounding, he doesn't get to do anything about that.
Okay.
So if you were like moving over here and then doing that, then he'd have something to say about it.
I just went to Thorn, healed him, and went back.
Yeah, cool.
That's as good as new. Thanks, Coyra. Fantastic.
You're welcome.
Alright, so the halfling over there with the hand crossbow is going to do that again. She hits. And does a bit more damage.
That's this one, yeah.
Yes. Is that one? And she's kind of taking cover kind of behind the edge of the table as well. Right, Flynn.
Okay, if this guy was angry before, he's about to get angrier because the foot's coming back to his face.
Okay.
Well, I'm higher up on the stairs, so
I mean, it is convenient kicking height. That hits.
I don't know if that hits.
It does. Oh, and he's down.
Okay, which puts a buffer because none of those guys are close enough to get an attack of opportunity. Right?
That is correct.
How high is the baluster up there from where I'm standing on the? How high above me is it?
It's probably like right here for you, like right at eye level.
Okay, in that case, I'm going up. I'm jumping up and climbing the baluster as my movement / bonus action.
Okay.
Basically, let them bottleneck on the stairs without me.
Okay. Yeah, cool. So you're climbing, so you kind of, like, instead of going up, like, past Deadeye, you're just going, like, straight up, kind of,
And probably kind of into and through Coyra's.
Okay. I mean, it's gonna be a low DC, but just to make sure you don't fumble it, make a climb check, please.
Acrobatics.
Yeah, I'll go for acrobatics instead. You talked me into it. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Alright, so you're able to kind of maneuver up there. Okay, Malvola.
Thinking, because this is something that I need to look up more. I don't know the like I know that I know 2 cantrips, but I don't know how frequently I can use.
Cantrips are reusable at any time.
Yeah.
As many
Oh,
times as
so
you
I can
want.
just spam Eldritch Blast if I choose to.
Yep.
Cantrips are
Which is
basically
why-
infinite. They don't take slots, anything. You could.
Being a warlock, it is your bread and butter.
Yeah. Well, I'm about to butter his biscuits then, because this is gonna be nasty.
But biscuits are delicious when they're buttered.
I don't think that's gonna. Well, do I get advantage considering he's got like 5 people on?
No.
No.
Sorry.
If you're a rogue,
Yeah. I'd say as well, any advantage that you might have gotten for that is negated by the fact that he's kind of partially covered by a baluster here. So he's got like
I'm
that in his back.
I'm not trying. I don't care about missing that. I'll blur right through it.
Maybe that's what happens. Maybe it does kind of just blow a hole in the baluster.
That's what you're
that's
trying
where
to do, right?
that's
Clear
where it
the
impacts.
blockage.
It impacts the
So he'll
baluster
have-
instead of him.
He'll have less of a cover bonus now.
Just trying to help him get up.
It all
That's
works.
fair enough. Yep. Okay, and you're sticking where you're at?
Yeah, I'm gonna hang here.
Okay. Serena kind of looks at you, like, almost surprised that you're sticking around. And she kind of, like, looks at you with a surprised and grateful look on her face. And then she shoots at Deadeye again. And she misses.
Oh.
So there's more kind of movement sounds from behind the door. This halfling is going to move over here. And then she casts again and hits this time. So you see this little bolt of fire whip towards Deadeye, straight past Coyra's head, and does a little bit of fire damage.
Pew pew.
Okay. All right. Palkas.
Palkas is going to move through friendly squares
Okay.
over to here
Okay.
and attempt to boom again.
Boom.
So Palkas hefts the mighty maul of blandness and swings, yelling boom, and misses once again.
Okay.
I don't have any bonus actions. That's it.
This is gonna be great when that actually lands.
Level one.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Thorn.
I'm just gonna try to slice at him again.
Okay. Oh, that hits.
Nice.
It's a good hit. Okay. He
5
takes
damage.
a nice stab with the pointy end of a short sword.
While we're hunkered down behind this table, I want to ask Tarina, who are these guys?
She says, if we survive this, I'll tell you the whole story.
Sorry for
Deal.
the inconvenience.
Oh, no worries. No worries. Actually, you're back well in time. So these guys are kind of gonna climb
Oh boy.
past their friend here. Is there room on the stairs? Yeah. Okay. Oh, hang on.
Suddenly I feel like this is a 300 reenactment.
Ooh. Oh, not you. You. Okay. So he's... Okay. So they're kind of climbing past their friend here, and I managed to rotate that guy somehow.
Too bad nobody's high enough level to know the lightning bolt yet.
Alright, so they do that. There's not a lot that they can do though in between time. And Deadeye is going to swipe at you again, I'm afraid, Thorn, with his scimitar. Oh, he misses. Oh, hang on. What's you? Yes, he misses with the first one. And then the dagger lands though. The dagger, he gets 15. And does 4 piercing damage with it.
That's rude.
I keep forgetting to use my ability.
It is. Coyra.
I'm right now trying to catch up a little bit. I'm gonna try to whack him again with my thingy. What is it called?
Your scimitar.
With my scimitar. Yeah, scimitar.
Scimitar.
Yep. So I'm gonna give it a shot,
Nope, I'm afraid
and
not.
I hit the railing again.
Yes.
I hope I don't have to pay for this damage.
Oh, that's all right. Malvola just kind of blew a bit of a hole in it, so your 2 chips look like nothing compared to this gaping hole.
I'm
of
just gonna put that like they were
smolder.
there.
Right. The halfling is going to hand crossbow and misses. Flynn. Pew.
Okay, this is. Okay, dagger's coming out and flying at the back of Deadeye.
Hmm.
I don't know if that hits or not.
It doesn't.
Boo.
It kind of clinks off something that he's wearing.
He's a wily dude.
Any bonus actions?
Trying to think of what I could potentially do. I could throw my belaying pin as well, but I don't know how well that would fly.
Wait, what are you thinking about throwing?
He's got the belaying pin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, why not throw it too?
Hey!
That hits. Okay, he takes 3 bludgeoning damage. Okie doke.
I'm out of physical weapons. Other than my fist.
So he's been hit by an arrow or a bolt. He's been hit by a short sword. He's been hit by a torch. He's been hit by a belaying pin and a bit of beer.
And evil lightning.
And I was
And
gonna say,
lightning.
don't forget the Eldritch Blast.
Yep.
Yeah. Alright, Malvola.
I'm going to wade in, kind of as I pass, like the this end of the table, the south end of the table.
Mm-hmm.
Give a hint to the halfling that, you know, get behind the table kind of thing, and I'm going to come up over here by Thorn, and basically give him the wink kind of shoulder nudge, like switch out with me.
Okay.
And I'm not sure. I'm gonna point blank Eldritch Blast
Because why not?
That's what you do. Hey!
That makes
in the face.
that is absolutely perfect. I love it when the dice work with you.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
That's some good zappy damage.
So this hits him right in the face, and he's like, I mean, not only does he like cry out in the pain of it, but also like his hands kind of like go up to his face, like, so he drops his dagger. He's got his scimitar in his hands, but his hands go up to his face like it burns, you know. It burns. And he takes a nice big chunk of damage, and he's looking fairly well done on the stake scale now. Okay. Tarina. Sorry. I mean, she kind of feels like sitting back and putting her feet up because what else can she do? She's going to try and take a shot into the crowd, see if she can snipe him. Oh, except that's the wrong. Boop. Oh, she does snipe him. Okay. So you see this. Oh, he's looking very well done now. Okay. So this bolt comes whizzing past you, kind of in between. Oh, she might actually move over there to get a slightly better angle. In between Palkas and Malvola, and just skewers Deadeye as he's got his hands up to his face. It's like skewers him right kind of in the torso, and he kind of gives this like ugh sound as he's okay. So the halfling kind of like takes your or actually no, the halfling does not take your advice, Malvola. Instead, she hops up and she runs over here and hops up onto the kind of back of the couch, like she's got, she's kind of balanced on the back of the couch there. And where did her sheet go? There it is. And she is going to do the same thing that she's been doing all along. Yep, she sure is. And she misses. So this little firebolt sails towards Deadeye, but kind of misses. So, alright, Palkas.
Oh, sorry. So I'm curious if I look. Okay, now I see how they're lined up. Palkas takes them all and aims it like a scepter, and casts a magic spell. Let's see.
What do you cast?
Take in material. The material. Okay. Actually, does that with one arm, and with the other, just kind of wipes his fingers across his what do you call it? The water skin. And on doing so, he casts Ice Knife, but he aims it down it on the floor below down here.
Okay.
Because it has a radius effect.
Okay, gotcha.
It affects those in a 5-foot radius around it. So basically, it would hit this guy. Hopefully, hits this guy.
Oh wait, hang on. Do it again.
I'm aiming at him right now.
Oh, this guy.
This guy here.
Okay. Yep.
And then hopefully catch this one in a radius. Oh, it would catch a patron, wouldn't it?
What's the radius?
Oh, they're under the stairs though. It's a 5-foot radius. See, I'm like thinking 3-dimensionally. We're looking at it from top down.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking there's nobody that it's going to catch because it would probably only go around like this.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I don't think you can see that there's a patron there, right? So.
Yeah. But the main concern was that none of the splash damage would get beyond this guy on the upper floor.
Okay. Beyond this guy?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I'm aiming at the guy behind him.
Yeah. If it's a 5-foot, I would say yes, because this guy is only like head and shoulders,
So he's below enough that the splash damage, I would guess, isn't going to hit anybody that's on the upper floor.
I'll agree with that, sure.
Okay. So that's what I'm going to try and do. And let's actually go to the spell here. Ice Knife. This is to try and hit the target. And even if it misses him, which I'm pretty sure it would, if I don't use my special ability, which I will, which is to do go for advantage. So now any spells that I cast, this one included, would probably do the Wild Magic Surge. So it would hit the target.
Okay.
And then those around it and the target need to make DC 13 dex saves or take 2 cold damage.
Okay. So let's deal with the dex saves first. And
if they fail, it's 1 damage instead of 2. So.
Okay. All right. So this bandit right here fails.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give him his -2. And then downstairs, this guy. I just lost the thing. I can't see it. There it is. He succeeds, so he's just taking the 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then his friend behind him also succeeds.
Okay. They only take
1. Yep. So is the does it do anything else aside from
Hold
hit
on.
them? Does it make
The
it
target takes 9 piercing damage and any cold damage.
Oh, okay. Wait, so who was the target again? Sorry.
The guy downstairs.
So this guy, right?
This guy, yep.
Okay. Alright, so he takes the... Okay, he looks very much worse for wear. If you kind of... Wait, hang on, where's Palkas? You can kind of just about see him. You see him kind of like buckle over.
So he takes a good hit and is not happy about it. Right?
Okay, so then you need to roll on your... Do you have a macro set up for your surge, or?
I mean, I didn't enter every single eventuality. That's why I wanted
Oh,
the
no.
book.
But you roll a d20, right?
Actually, it's a D100.
No, to see if there's a...
Oh, you're right. It is a D20 to see if it works.
Yep, to see if it does it, and then we use the D100 to see what it
Please
does.
no one. Please
Is
no
it
one.
a 1
Please a 1,
or a
please
20? Which
It's
do
a-
you want it to be?
It's a 1.
Okay.
It's a 1.
Does not happen. Then in that case, I think I actually do that every time I cast a spell. But
I think it's every time you cast a first level
Yeah.
spell or above.
and
Yep,
I thought that it was
exactly.
after I used my ability. I might be wrong on that one. But either way,
Okay.
there we go.
All right.
And that's it for my turn.
Okay. All right, Thorn. At this point, Deadeye is kind of like he's wavering. You know, he's taken a lot of damage.
He's almost a well done.
He is well done. He's
I'm gonna go for it.
okay. That hits.
Nice.
Yay.
Nice.
And you finish him.
Fantastic.
Except I can't. Too much crap in the way. Okay. He is dead.
And then I'm gonna take a step back from the stairs,
Okay.
as per Malvola's request.
Okay. Alright. So this bandit kind of looks quite worried, but is also feeling like he's mid-battle, so he's gonna continue up. So he moves.
Which
That's
one?
Tarina. Oh,
Tarina's. This is a guy from downstairs. I know, they all. I'm sorry. They have the same token. It's very unfortunate.
If it helps any, if you hover your mouse pointer over them in the turn order, it will actually highlight the characters.
Oh, yeah, I forgot it does that.
The only difference is that if it's a group, then it probably won't highlight them.
So he kind of struggles past his boss, who is a very big, bulky, dead guy now on the stairs.
Well, he's
So he
gonna-
kind of like struggles past him, and is going to, let's see, so between Thorn and Malvola,
wouldn't we both get attacks of opportunity on him because he just like A, clambered over a corpse, and B, we're standing here ready to beat the.
Yeah, totally.
I would say that, well, I'd say Palkas and Malvola do. He's kind of on like steady footing by the time he gets within Thorn. Thorn, do you have anything that gives you range beyond 5 feet, or like could you have hit him while he was in Deadeye's space? Or
No, not with my short sword.
okay, so then I think Palkas and Malvola get that, but oh, okay. Yeah, you hit him with your. I'll finish him. Okay.
Next!
Just kind of. Yeah. Okay.
Combat voiceover. Finish him.
This guy here, is kind of doubled over, and like, you can see like he's got one hand like on the stairs, and he's trying to stay standing. He's having a tough time even standing up, and his friend just sees, his colleague get flailed, kind of like one shot actually, like almost with the flail, and thinks twice about this, and he is going to kind of move in this direction. Okay.
We can spare one.
All right. Actually, you know what? He would give his friend, who is like standing on the stairs, he kind of like nudges him and then grabs him by like the back of his like armor and hauls him kind of away with him. And this guy's like kind
Cowards.
of coughing and spluttering, probably coughing blood while he's, being yanked away from the fight.
Something just occurred to me. What happened to the half ogre bouncer that they had on the front door?
We heard a ruckus.
I'm sure we're about to find out. But
That's a good one.
But actually, none of you are downstairs, so you don't know. Okay, so let's see. I think we can break turn order. Well, actually, let's wait and see. So those guys are running away. Is anybody going to pursue them?
Hell yeah. If no one else is, Palkas definitely is. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking I want to, because I don't want to
I'm kind
leave
of agreeing
loose
with
ends
it.
like this.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah, I actually agreed to. Think it's more trouble letting them go away.
okay. Then when you get kind of downstairs, well, okay, I'll let you guys do your thing. So then next up is Coyra. Actually, if you guys are going to pursue, we will stay in turn order.
How far can I move?
You can move 30 feet. If you're going to like move and then do something, you can do 30 feet. If you're not going to do anything, you can just use like what would have been your action just to keep moving. So then you can do 60 feet.
Which would be 30 feet would be 6 of the squares on the map.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So you could make it from where you're standing to the landing. If you go straight
Let's
up,
see, right?
go right.
Wait, how do I ping?
I think if you just hold left click.
Okay, the red one, right?
First, you have to have selected an arrow on the top left of your little menus. And then you...
No,
She did it.
Oh, okay.
She did it.
Sorry, I didn't see it. I missed it.
And which ones were running away?
They're all running away. These three, this guy, and this guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run downstairs and I will use my entangle spell.
Oh,
Oh man.
very nice. Very nice.
That's pretty rude. I like
Wait,
it.
how can I move there? I'm a
Yeah,
little
that's
bit
happy.
stuck. My screen is too small.
Oh, no worries here. I can grab you and...
There
Oh, wait, hang on.
ish. No.
Let me just...
No, you've been tossed into the void.
there we go.
Let's see, what's the range on this? I wanted to see a range for
Oh yeah, they're definitely in range.
90
It's
feet.
90 feet.
Okay. How did I use this again?
So if you just actually click, or when you've got it minimized, right? If you just click on the name of it in your list,
Yeah.
Then that will put it in the chat in Roll20.
It is this for me right now.
Oh,
But the text.
Oh,
yep.
you're
that's-
having the same thing I had.
It's not an attack, though.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
one. I
Yeah,
think.
the guys just have to make a
Yeah, there's nothing to roll.
strength check.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So on your list of spells, there's an entry that says spell save DC or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What is that number?
12.
This guy gets a natural 1.
Sweet.
So he's very entangled. What? Okay. Yeah, they all fail.
Yes.
Oh, beautiful.
So where's the area of effect?
So wait, it's a 20-foot square. So it's starting from a point within range. So
4x4
mhm,
tile that would go from like
here, we can draw.
you catch a patron, but oh darn.
Yeah.
You could do like that, or if you wanted to get kind of fancy, you could like move it like that so the patron isn't caught.
I'm gonna spare the patron.
Or you could do kind of like that, or
Yeah, the previous one was fine.
okay, that's
Like, as long as patron gets spared, it's fine.
okay. All
They
right.
might be helpful to us. You never know.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, all these vines suddenly sprout from the wooden kind of floor of the tavern. So it's like the floor momentarily kind of comes alive and starts growing rapidly, and just immediately kind of very quickly wraps itself around these bandits that were trying to make a getaway. Okay. So the halfling who was kind of using the hand crossbow kind of just shoots a bit of a look at Tarina, but doesn't make any kind of move to pursue. Flynn.
I'm going to take the express route.
Okay, so you're just going up and over the banister. Okay.
Yeah, to there and attack the guy that. Oh, nice. Stay.
Yeah. Yep.
Sweet.
And he is dead.
Now, if I move into that area, I don't get entangled, right?
You would.
Yeah, you do. It's.
Okay, in that case, I'm done.
Oh wait, hang on. Actually, it says a creature in the area when you cast the spell.
And that's why I wasn't sure.
Yeah. should
It
be
also
okay
says-
once it's passed.
It also says for the duration, these plants turn the ground in the area into difficult terrain.
Yeah, but that's just half movement.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
it's just one
So it's-
entangling and then it's difficult terrain after
Yeah,
that.
so it's tricky to walk over, but it's not going to grab you.
So I think I'm not sure if I have enough movement left to basically move into the spot where the guy just dropped and hit the guy next.
Okay, I'm going to give you disadvantage if you're trying to stand on vines and a dead body while trying to hit the guy. Then I'm going to give
Can't
you
be any
disadvantage.
worse than standing on the pitching deck of a ship. Okay, maybe it could be.
Yeah, you almost get him, but not quite. All right.
Dead guy won't stay still.
Yeah. Shifting underneath your feet. All right, Malvola.
Doing some math here, I can get. Does this corpse count as like a hindrance as far as move? The guy at the foot of the stairs. Well, I guess the guys at the top of the stairs would too.
Very minorly, yeah. I mean, if there was more than one in a single space, then yeah, it would be kind of tricky to get past them. But you can just kind of like it's like running. Did you ever do that thing where you ran through tires? It's kind of like that, but just for like 5-10 feet.
Just take the express route like I did.
I was already at the other end of the stairs. And I'm gonna EB.
Okay. You're standing on a dead dude. Just...
Sure, why not?
It's all the rage these days.
It doesn't matter apparently because even with so this guy, you were hitting this guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
There is advantage granted for those that are restrained.
Oh, that's true.
That's
Okay.
true.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a very good point. Thanks for keeping me honest. Tarina kind of like, she dusts herself off, like stands up, dusts herself off, and kind of like looks over at like at Palkas and Thorn, and is like not understanding what all the excitement is about. You know? But she is gonna kind of come over and she starts actually kind of looking through pockets of this guy in front of you, Thorn. So she's just like, well, if you're not going to, you know, she starts going through pockets. The other side of the door, there's a sudden stop to the movement noise. It's all quiet in the other room now. This halfling kind of like, she just makes her way over to this table over here and picks up a mug of ale and takes a couple of big gulps from it. Thirsty work, shooting fire spells. Palkas.
Palkas hops down, jumping down over the banister, like grabbing the banister.
Well, this is actually the bit I think that that Malvola had just blown to smithereens anyway. So,
And so that's 5, and then hold on, let me get me a little bit closer to the other side. 10.
oh good lord.
15, 20, 25, and I'll move into this area 30.
Okay.
And as he hops over, he looks at Tarina and says, time to send a message. And hops down and then just runs up with them all and says, boom, and tries hitting again on, whoops, wrong thing, on this guy that's here.
Why am I always right in the range when he does this?
But I get advantage to hit this time, so maybe
And
I'll
it's
have
just a cantrip.
a little
so
better
it's
luck. Maybe. It is just a cantrip. But let's see. So it's just this. No, that's wrong. That's the wrong thing. I have to do a regular attack with the maul first.
Oh, that hits.
There we go.
Oh,
23 hits, and then it's...
Ow, my face.
If that character decides to move... Well, first I do the maul damage. Hold on. 13 bludgeoning.
Yeah, that character's not going to decide to move because they are dead.
Okay.
He's not going to decide anything else to give.
Okay. So ignore the booming blade damage. It's just the maul.
He's going to momentarily question the choices they made in life, and then they're going to die.
The maul was the last thing on their mind.
Oh. Okay, Thorn.
Okay, Thorn is going to look over at Tarina and say, just one moment, dear lady. And then he's going to grab hold of the guy that she's riffling and drag his corpse up to the position he was just standing in.
Okay.
Then go back and then grab One Eye and put his corpse up kind of next to it here in this position. And then he's going to sort of stand back and let her surge away. Just to get them both out the top of the stairs.
Okay. Got it.
I'm actually going to go and sit down, though.
All right.
I think he's earned it.
Yeah. So the last bandit is. Oh, I don't. Can I just? He's like wait, what does he say? Something like don't you know who we work for? And he's like frantically panic like tearing at the vines that are around his legs. So I think he gets another yeah, you can use strength check. Okay, so he gets another strength check. And oh, he succeeds.
Boo.
So he succeeds at pulling the vines off his legs. and he runs out of the door. And yeah, we'll see what happens next turn. All right, Coyra.
I got a little bit lost. Visco distracted me. Who's still alive?
The guy who just ran out the door. And that's it.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Visco.
No worries.
There's let me look at my spells. What can I possibly do? What's this?
You can choose to deactivate your spell. That doesn't
Yeah,
take
I'm gonna
anything.
do that. How do I do?
Just say it. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
just
gonna
dismiss it.
deactivate Entangle so people can
Thank
move
God.
around freely again.
Yep. Gone.
And I'm gonna try to move closer to the door.
Okay.
Uh,
Yep. You can. So.
can I go up to here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you can move through, like, your friend, if they're an ally, you can move through their space kind of freely.
Okay.
So, so you see through the window, Schooner has this bandit by his throat, like he's lifted up, and this half ogre, and his face he's clutching at her hand around his throat, and his face is turning this horrible color, and he's like, yeah, it's not good.
I just turned around and told the others, like, I think we've got this.
Okay. All right. Flynn, you would be next. I don't know if you want to keep.
I think I can get that far.
Yeah. So you see the same thing.
With the angle, I'm not sure. Get there. Dang it, you take all the fun out.
You see the same
I wanted to
thing.
finish him off.
Just like feet kind of kicking it, and like he's just clutching at the, kind of clawing at his big half ogre hand that's around his throat.
And before he loses consciousness or his life or whatever, answer his question. You assume I care who you are.
Yeah, those are probably the last words you'll hear. So, okay, so we can assume that after a few seconds, the half ogre finishes this guy off. You see his eyes kind of, well, those who are close might see his eyes kind of roll back in his head, and his body just goes limp. So we can break turn order now.
In which case, I'm going to go collect my dagger and belaying pin. Put them back in my bag.
Sure. And so Clank will start kind of like he starts dragging these bandits away unless somebody
Palkas
intervenes.
would totally be looking for any valuables on them, real briefly.
Okay. Let's see.
Doesn't care about the weapons.
Okay.
If there's a torch, take one of those.
Oh yeah, with that particular flaw, do I see any loose coin or anything on the way between the door and the stair? If I do, I kind of scoop it up and put it in my pouch.
Okay. You don't see any loose coin. And the
Or
Palkas.
loose coin purse.
The minion type guys, right, just have you don't see any coin purses on them. Palkas, you only find what they were kind of carrying. So the scimitar and the leather armor and a light crossbow is what they were all kind of equipped with. Yeah.
Just leaves them and heads back upstairs then.
Okay. So yeah, if you kind of once you're done, kind of Clank will stand there dutifully while you search their pockets, and once you're done, he'll kind of he just grabs a foot and starts dragging them through the tavern, like towards this door over here. So, and he'll just kind of, it's like he's, cleaning up. It's like he's done this before.
Many of the pockets look worth keeping.
So the pockets, I mean, yeah, these guys didn't have anything of value on them really. Aside, I mean, their scimitar was probably the most valuable thing they had.
What's this excuse for bandits?
Deadeye, though, well, Trina is currently kind of, as you come up the stairs, and Malvola, I don't know, are you partaking in this pocket rifling or in Coyra?
No, I'm motioned to the woman at the bar. Another 6, please. And
Okay. So yeah, I mean, just kind of, they're not particularly fazed by fights in the tavern. So, yeah, she kind of gives you a nod and proceeds about her business. What you'll see when you kind of come up the stairs, for everybody that went downstairs, you'll see that Tarina is currently kind of searching through Deadeye's pockets. So yeah, I don't know if anybody wants to.
Well, I
whatever
guess
you want to
Palkas
do.
would say, anything of value, that's about it. As he's walking like up and over, and he'll probably check the other guy and find nothing there as well.
Yeah. So she kind of looks at what she's snatched from him so far, and she's got like it does look like she's got a pouch, and then she's also got some jewelry because apparently he was Mr. T. So she chucks you, Palkas, she chucks you one of the necklaces. She kind of looks like judging momentarily, and then chucks you one of the necklaces that she
Most likely the cheapest.
Palkas catches it and just kind of goes,
What you see, actually, she may have, maybe she noticed this, maybe she didn't, but actually on that necklace there's also a ring, like he's looped a ring, the necklace through a ring. So you've got like a necklace now, a gold necklace, and this gold ring with a pearl set in it.
Okay.
Can any of you spellcasting types detect magic?
Not
That's
yet.
a good question. Nope.
Identify would be much more useful. But yes, detect magic also. So it's just a gold necklace.
Yeah, it's a gold necklace, and the ring has a pearl in it.
Okay. Pearl ring.
And then Tarina will she goes and stands, and she kind of rights the table again, and kind of stands, looking at the group.
And Palkas helps drag the two thugs out of the way of the stairway so they're at least up against the wall.
Okay, so
Get up out of there.
like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then proceeds to join people at the table.
Now about these cultists.
No.
somebody's missing.
Yeah, we're waiting on
Oh, Coyra, are you going to head back upstairs?
Coyra.
Yep.
Who's currently having a conversation
I'll
with
put
a
you.
half ogre.
There you go. Feel free to plant yourself wherever you would like
I'm
to be.
just gonna stand by and look.
Okay. All right. So Tarina kind of she's kind of taking like a cloth and kind of wiping her face, and she says, several blocks northwest of here is a public bathhouse with a walled garden. It's got these terrible fountains in the front of it and these gates that are carved with frolicking nymphs, and she just seems like completely like over this. She says followers of the dead three have been seen coming and going from there. Says, I'm told there's a secret door inside that leads to a dungeon. That's where they're hiding out.
Several blocks away in what?
Northwest.
Evil's hiding in a bathhouse. Interesting.
Says, well, the bathhouse is just a cover.
Well, they want to be clean.
You actually notice Deadeye now. As you were moving him, especially anybody that moved him, he smelled terrible. Just really like he hadn't been to the bathhouse.
I think he got lost or so then.
He lacks some personal hygiene.
So several blocks away, blocks northwest away, inside a gated ornate bathhouse is where the cultists have been seen.
They've been seen coming and going from there.
Okay. All right.
That's great. Thank you.
So who's in the mood for a bath?
After this, yeah.
I wouldn't mind a little moment just to stitch my remaining wounds. Perhaps a short rest before we dive back in, but then again, maybe not.
Palkas says, we could always take a room here and go first at first light.
Yeah, it is like mid-afternoon, I would say.
I mean, just an hour should be enough. At least recuperate a bit.
Palkas says, I worry for those that can't see in well-lit conditions.
I don't.
Is there a time when there's more activity of them going in and out of this bathhouse? Like a time when there's more activity as opposed to like other hours?
Tarina says, well, the bathhouse is actually used by the public. She says it's open from sun up till midnight. So she says, so people are coming and going from there. Like city residents use this.
But I mean, the cultists themselves, is there a particular time they seem to gather, or?
She says,
I'm gonna hazard a guess that they don't like carry signs saying that they're the cultists and not members of the public.
And the one thing I assume is that they go past midnight and that they have a small window where they're not seen.
She says, well, they're always there. She said that's their hideout, so they're always there.
Then if we go after midnight and before dawn, that ensures there will be less innocence.
She says, well, you are more like, they are going to move more freely around the bathhouse, though. She says,
Sorry, what did you say?
Oh.
My Discord cut out.
Vallen.
Oh, what did Palkas
Yeah, could
say?
you repeat what you said?
No, what did Kashcah say?
Oh, sorry. So Tarina says after dark the cultists move more freely through the bathhouse. So so she says they're going to be upstairs as well as down.
So that would be the best time to go there, then we can find the door.
Or go close to closing time, then find a place to hide, wait until after it's closed.
Yeah.
That way we don't have to actually break in.
That's a good idea.
Palkas just waits, quietly looking around. I've no gift for this strategy. But if you need the door broken down, I can help.
I mean, I can see advantages both ways.
Palkas
If
kind
the
of looks
place
at
is
you and
open.
says, go on.
But if the place is open, then it's easy to get in. We don't immediately attract attention. The fact we're going there, we have a certain latitude to arouse suspicion. But there are some other people around who might have to die. If we go afterwards, then we're going to be suspicious as soon as we arrive, but there'll be less people in the way. Either way.
What if we did both?
Come in.
Actually, yeah, what if some of us go in during opening times and we wait until it's closing time and then open the door for those that are outside? That could work.
It could work. Or it could end up with one or two of us being stuck inside and hopelessly outnumbered.
That's also true.
Does anyone know where this secret door of theirs is?
Palkas looks at Tarina.
She says, I don't know.
Do you know who might?
She says, wouldn't surprise me if some of there are a couple of employees there. One of them might know. Wouldn't surprise me if they don't just work for the cultists on kind of, keeping watch, and they might be in on it.
How did you come to find out the cultists were there?
It's my job to know secrets.
I don't happen to know if you have a copy of the Book of Fragments.
She kind of looks at you quizzically. She says, I don't know what they've got down there.
Good to know. Good to know.
Is there anything else we should know before we go there?
She says, just don't underestimate them.
Yes, I'll second that.
Do you know how many there may be?
She says, well,
Do they prefer hand-to-hand weapons as part of their rituals?
she
Do
says,
they cast magics?
a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. She says there's probably there's at least a dozen of them holed up in there. She says, who knows? She says, I wouldn't be surprised if there are folks down there who just never leave.
It's in a rich neighborhood.
She says, well, it's not. Oh, hang on. Actually, let me check. One moment, caller. She says it's not inside the upper city walls, but it's close, so it's not too shabby.
Will our badges help us or hinder?
She says you won't need those.
Fine. And Palkas takes it and puts it in one of the pouches.
At least not, like, to get into the bathhouse or anything, or to get to the bathhouse.
And it won't help with the cultists.
No.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to care about it.
She says they're beyond that.
Maybe we can just burn them out.
Palkas says, while I may be strong, my magics take time to heal. I would need to wait until at least midnight before I would be able to be at my full effectiveness. More or less implying that he would need a long rest.
Well, I mean, we could wait until they close, and then just burn the place down and kill anyone who appears.
We could just light the place on fire. That's a thought.
Unless, of course, it's built entirely out of stone, in which case, good luck.
And then
How about we go get a look at this bathhouse and then decide how we're going to do it?
this is a good plan.
You know, you always got to case a joint before you pull off a job.
Would we know if Coyra, this is directed at Shy, would we know if Coyra can transform shapes? Or would this be something you would have been keeping to yourself?
You would know.
Okay.
So
Do I know?
so well, actually, this is a good time to bring up that you do all level up after that fight. So probably a good idea to do that before you head into the bathhouse. Maybe just a thought.
Yeah, definitely.
We could try using the bathhouse normal, and then try using it not normal later. I'm assuming during this our refreshment arrived and we all were drinking while discussing and stuff.
Yeah. Beers would be delivered or whatever you wanted.
Then with that, Palkas pushes away the two mugs, one of which was Coyra's, and as is usual, and then says, "Well, let's go then. I feel filthy," looking over at the gang dudes on the ground. What was the name of the gang leader, by the way?
Deadeye.
Deadeye.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
No problem.
He was Deadshot's poor cousin.
Yeah, this guy was good at having his own dead eye. And that was it. It wasn't a good shot.
Okay. So wait, the plan is to go to the bathhouse now?
And actually use it as a bathhouse.
Okay.
You know, have a nice soak after a brutal fight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
I'm a little blood smeared, perhaps. Normal bathhouse traffic at the moment.
Palkas looks at his maul and goes, "Oh, right." Grabs one of the cloths on the table and just kind of really, really roughly tries mopping some of it off. Doesn't really do a very good job of it.
Yeah. Then again, I suppose it's Baldur's Gate.
Much better.
Okie doke. Then I'm gonna, if there's no more business at the tavern for now, then I'm gonna move you back to the map momentarily. Everybody done at the tavern? Last call.
Let's go.
Okay.
Closing time.
Yes.
All right.
Oh wait.
No, too late. Okay. So you kind of let's see where we. Hang on one second. I'm gonna add these to the map so you can see them because they're.
Northwest.
Oh. So
So
this
it's somewhere that way.
So that's where you were, right?
Ooh.
And yeah, you can.
Oh, the map is so
Let me remove that circle. There we go.
And you think you need to go somewhere kind of up in this area.
Okay. Up the main road. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da.
Okay. So while you're walking and you're walking and you're walking, do we want to take a moment to level up?
That would be good.
Okay. So I think if you use Character Mancer, I think it will try and do it automatically.
Oh.
I think. Maybe?
How? Where?
Oh, you know what? Actually, I've got a place I can try this.
I don't know where the option is for that.
Oh, that's a good point. Where the heck?
So under that.
How do we do this? We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out together. Oh, okay. So the little cog in the top right, up by your class and your race.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you change that to 2, does that do anything?
Change what to 2?
It didn't on mine.
It didn't? Okay. Son of a...
It now just says Druid 2.
Okay, fine. Alright, fine.
Yeah, mine just says monk too.
Okay. Then I think we have to do it manually. So first thing to do is to either decide whether you want to roll hit points or take the average. So this is, so every time, if you haven't played before, every time you level up, you get another chunk of hit points, right? So you can roll your regular hit die in order to add those. I am happy to, if you want to just take the average, then I'm happy to do that. If you don't pray to the RNG gods very often, then you can feel free to take just the average.
Do you mind if I step in for a moment?
No, go for it. Because I'm just
by
waffling.
average, if you have like a D8 for your hit die, like you get 8 hit points, when you start at level 1, plus your Constitution modifier. By average, she means it would be 1/2 of that, so it would be a 4 of a D8 plus 1, because you're taking the average. It rounds up. So therefore, you would get 5 hit points plus your Constitution modifier if you have one. Now, in my case, I have a character that gets a 1d6 for hit points, but they have a +3 Constitution bonus. I'm going to roll for mine because I'm a nut. And my character is based on chaos. So I'm going to do roll 1d6, and then I'm going to do plus my Constitution modifier, which is 3. And then I'm going to find out what I get. There you go. I got less than the average, but I get 5 hit points. So my new max hit points is 14.
Yeah, I rolled a d10 and got 8. I'm very happy to stick with that.
Yeah, nice.
That's a good one.
It's a good roll.
Don't forget to add in any
So
Constitution
I guess it just
bonus.
depends if you're feeling lucky.
Yeah, if you're feeling lucky. Oh my gosh.
Nice.
I can work with that.
Yeah.
I have to remember how to roll dice.
There's
Oh,
2
so
ways.
yeah, 2 ways.
Sorry, go ahead,
No,
Kash.
sorry. You can either, in the bar over the map, there's a die icon that you can use to roll, or if you, in the chat, if you type /R, then you can put your roll in there. So you could do /R 1d8 and it will do that.
It is a D8 that I need to roll, right? Or where did I see that?
I think it is for druids. Hang on, I forget. One sec.
And what was the +3 and +1? Sorry.
So it is a d8. Wait, what did you get? Oh, your +3 was your con, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in your character sheet, right, your attributes, your Constitution, the big number directly under Constitution, that's your bonus. So you get a d8
Oh, 1
plus that. Yeah.
plus
So you-
1.
Or you
And
can take
How
that.
do I? do I then just do /roll 1d8 plus 1?
Yeah, that would work perfectly.
Okay, /roll. Let's see, does it need spaces or not yet? 1d8 plus 1.
There you go. That was
Nice.
actually
Yep.
really good. That's one better than the average roll. So
And now I add this to my current hit points, right?
you add it to your hit point maximum.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
Exactly.
increase your current hit points when you rest.
Yeah, not 916,
Sorry,
just
didn't
16
mean to
is
stop.
enough.
I think there's a secret you need to tell us.
Right?
No, you see.
So then the other thing that druids get as their level 2 is the choice of the druid circle that you want. So with that comes the ability to wild shape. So you can choose there's multiple circles. So you can choose Circle of the Land, and that gives you kind of some buffs to spell casting. Or you can choose Circle of the Moon, and that gives you buffs to your wild shape ability. And I think you're getting a vote for Circle of the Moon in chat there. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna go for that.
okay, cool.
And what do I need to do on my character sheet? Sheet for that?
Can we add? I just want to see if there's like a thing that you can drag and drop.
Okay.
Oh, I don't think there is. So
Circle of the Land. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the only
it's
one in there
weird.
unless you get the basic
So,
PHP add-on.
yeah, it's so
Which
annoying.
then it's just a bunch of copy paste stuff.
Let me see. See, I'm gonna see if I can find like a good description somewhere and then paste it in there. Basically what it does is instead of wait, hang on, it increases the kind of the badassness of the monsters or the beasts that you can transform into. So instead of being like hang on, they start, you've got the PHP, haven't you?
I do.
So instead of being like, what is it, a quarter, that you can do a half or something like that.
It's significantly increased. Makes the animals much more fun to turn into. Or the beasts, rather.
So actually, I mean, you wouldn't know that Coyra could do this necessarily. Maybe you would have an idea that she would be able to in the future, but I don't think the party would know that you could do this because so far you haven't actually been able to. So.
Oh, I thought that you could turn into an animal at level 1.
No.
Oh. Well
So,
then.
oh, yep, okay. So
Never mind.
Circle of the Moon.
Glad I asked.
So my answer was good, that I didn't know yet.
yeah, exactly. Okay, so you can transform into to any beast with a challenge rating as high as 1 when you take Circle of the Moon. So this means that like it's the beasts are like twice as strong as you would be able to get if you'd taken Circle of the Land, but anyway. Oh, that's the other thing. I was trying to find for you. No, that's not it. Did I find it? I was trying to. Oh, here we go.
I found it. I found it.
Oh, yeah.
In the upper right on your character sheet where it's got core, bio, and spells and the gear there,
Yeah.
if you click on that, go straight down to the bottom of that right column, there's launch level plus character.
Ah, thank you.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
which one? There's launch level 1 character monster and launch level plus.
Level
character.
plus.
Okay.
Gotcha. So
Gotcha. Thank you.
I'm still gonna keep that. I'm gonna change this to 1.
Stone.
All right, my hit point maximum is 14. I'm gonna type that in chat just so that I don't forget it, because I'm going to go for that and try using that properly. Leave my sorcery points. I don't think I changed anything else. Oh, my spells and my actual level. Okay. Change that to 1. Wait. Close that. Spells. Yeah, that reduced it by 2. Alright, cool. So let's try this. Launch level plus character mancer. Go. Welcome to the character mancer level up. Oh my gosh. Alright. Actually, I know that I got 5. And then
I'm just watching you do this on stream
No, I
as
didn't
well
get
because I'm
5.
kind of interested what this looks like.
I got
I
less
haven't
than
seen
that.
this before.
I rolled a 2. There we go. Subclass features, and then
Oh, and of course it's still bugged.
The only issue is there's only circle of land on that thing.
1 + 1 equals.
Other
Oh,
druid circle.
I'm not
Yeah.
multi-classing, so unless it wants. No, it's just going on with.
Are you able
sorcerer.
to kind of like not choose that and then we'll just add Circle of the Moon manually?
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay.
Next. Oh, cool. Sorcerer points, flexible casting. It's got that stuff. Next.
It asks me to roll for my HP again. Yeah, just
I think
because when I input it, it reverts it to the default.
I think you can the little arrows next to it. I thought I saw that on Vallen's screen where you could like
Yeah, I
manipulate
did
it.
that, but it went back to 5.
Well, just remember anything that you change in here, you can always change again after you've
Yeah,
completed
okay.
it.
I'm just gonna put 16 here, else I'm gonna forget. Yeah, now it is asking me to choose a circle spell. Do I just pick a random one and look at that later then?
So that sounds like it thinks that you've chosen Circle of the Land.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why.
Yeah. So can you bypass that? Can you just ignore it? Or...
Let me see. I can try. Yeah,
Okay.
it allowed me to ignore it.
Okay.
This current spells you already know.
So I think you do get an extra just from leveling. Oh, actually, hang on. Because
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
let me check. Because I think you get an extra anyway.
I can add 2 new spells onto it.
It's always fun when you're picking out this new stuff. Burning hands or shield. Ugh. Disguise self. Yeah, get real. Ain't gonna happen.
It would be useful if I click on the little info button that it would show me the info of the spell that it's asking me.
What spell is it? Or do you have one that you're interested in?
Oh no, I'm just looking at how this works now. I thought the little info button would give me info about the spell. Wait, maybe the page is being glitchy. Nope.
Yeah, there we go. My hit points are 14. All the stats stay the same. Apply changes. There we go. Cool.
How's everybody else doing?
It worked.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty much done. Except for it not showing like the fact that I've now got a whole 2 key points and the abilities that come with it. But they're easy enough to remember for now.
I wonder if I buy the PHB on Roll20, does that, you know,
That's a good question.
does that let everybody use it, or is that?
Yep,
Do you want this back, by the way?
Sure.
I'm just gonna go with what sounds fun and maybe useful. Since the info button doesn't work.
Okay.
I think that's a good way to go.
If it doesn't do what you think it does, then you know I don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the names are quite obvious, so
Okay.
I should be able to figure something out with just the name.
Now we've got 3 spells. Yeah, everything's looking cool here.
Yeah, so the game is gonna try to put me to 33 hit points now. I'll change that.
You leveled up.
And according to the game, I'm level 3. 2.
Oh no.
There we go.
Okay. Okay.
That can be fixed.
And you go back to 16. Same with my max health. There we go. Everything should be okay, hopefully.
Cool. It's my first time using the character mancer. It's not bad. It has its benefits and drawbacks. It does have that in there. Cool.
Oh yeah, I can share it. Okay. Compendium sharing.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That'd totally be worthwhile. We should get that.
Okay.
Do you want contribution first?
No, it's fine because it will be useful. It'll be something we'll use. Like
Be useful
continue.
across multiple campaigns.
Yeah.
Just wondering, is it a
Thank you, Dan.
Including existing ones.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a one-time payment or is it like a monthly subscription? Or
It's just a
something?
one-time, like you buy the book, and
Okay.
Yeah.
it's just
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Trying to give you a handicap as the new player.
Okay.
So technically, because we leveled,
Yeah, if
I
anything
could
looks
come up
odd about my
with-
character right now, please yell at me.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, so technically, not taking a long rest, I do have points I can convert into a spell slot and then use one spell.
Are you like all out of?
I used both of my first level spell slots. I only had 2 castings.
Well, you still got boom. It's fine. What could possibly go wrong?
Cool.
Yeah, right.
Here, I wonder if I can.
Excuse me.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Yeah, you attack him from this front over here. I'll attack from over here.
Sounds good to me.
I'm gonna see if I can like manually just.
Anybody else still leveling?
Yeah, I'm still working on it because Roll20 doesn't understand that the Warlock spell list is not the entire Arcane spell.
Well, actually, I took a spell knowing that there are probably several spells that are not listed on here.
Settings.
Should probably look online and see if I can find something a little bit extra, just in case.
Did my current hit points increase in line with my maximum, or did they stay low?
You would stay at your same current that you had until you rest.
Right.
Yeah,
Or
they're
until you're
hollow
healed.
hit points.
Yeah. That could be a while.
Okay.
So while we're walking, we suddenly feel much stronger.
Reading what Static was saying in chat, and a level 2 druid gets 3 level 1 spell slots. It allowed me to choose 2 spells over level 2 spell slots, so I think there's a little bit of a miss.
Well, it let you choose level 2 or second level spells because apparently it thinks your character is third.
Okay.
I think it was because you had the number 2 in your character level when you started the character mancer,
sorry,
and
this
it
is
tried
my
leveling
fault
you up.
entirely.
No worries.
I
Anything
was
I
like-
can do to revert this?
If
or
you're
something?
if at the top of your character sheet, because it actually corrected this when I did it, if it says class and level at the very top middle,
Yeah.
does it say 2?
Change it back to 2.
Yes, and it will automatically remove extra spell slots.
Okay. Then I should be fine. Hopefully. Or, okay, their spells are still in, but I know which 2 they are, so I'll not use them.
Okay.
I think that's the easiest.
Okay.
Well, you can outright remove them.
Can I?
Yeah, if you click on the little gear button, there should be a red square to the right of the name of the spell that you want to get rid of, and you click on that. And
Nope.
I think you have to. This is so. It sounds so complicated. Right, but at the bottom of the spell list, there's a little padlock.
The padlock, yeah.
Yeah.
See.
Yeah.
I removed them.
It's crazy.
Click on.
It's like you have to click here, then click here, and do this all while standing on your head. So it's the
Got
only
it.
way it works. Sorry.
No
Those are the
worries.
rules. I don't make them. I'm just kidding.
I'm just happy I figured it out. I mean, it's still a learning curve for me, so.
Ooh, okay. Can I do...
So now I should be actually level 2.
Cool. Mission accomplished. Elf Song Tavern. Who knew? Drinking a brew there ends up leveling you up.
Ooh.
Hmm?
Cure wounds. What?
Ooh, fancy.
Just trying to program it in.
So, one more question is, with the whole leveling that it kind of messed up for me. Did that now mean I get new spells or I don't get new spells at all?
You get to learn 1 new spell.
So you
Okay, then I have to look into that.
yeah, you should have 3 level 1 spells and I don't know how many cantrips.
I think cantrips
Ooh.
for druid.
Yeah, for a
I
druid.
think it's 3. 1 second.
Cantrips wouldn't have changed yet.
Cantrips 2.
Oh, is it 2 for
Okay,
druid?
then it's already correct. Then I'm not gonna touch it.
Okay, cool.
Wow.
Nothing.
Do you want me to open the door?
I don't know if I want you to open it or not.
I will check.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Okay. Fresh air.
Well, fresher air.
Fresh air. Fresh air. Oh, that's better. Okay.
Did you want to continue giving us a bath?
So everybody ready, or need more time, or?
I think I am.
Yep.
As ready.
Yeah, I think I'm as ready as I'm gonna be.
Yeah, I guess.
And we can take more time if you need more. Don't.
Just the
Okay.
only thing that for me needs to be changed is a circle thing.
Yeah. I'm just
But take your time for that, please.
grabbing the description so I can, and I'm just gonna copy and paste it in there for you.
Yeah,
I hope
that's
you don't
fine. Of course not.
mind.
I'm just happy to be here.
Let's change the title for starters.
I will fill out the quest log while we're doing this. It's already mostly filled out, but I might as well continue.
Oh man, I forgot how good Circle of the Moon is. Jeez.
That's one with the better animal change.
Yeah. I forgot you get additionally, while you are transformed by wild shape, you can use a bonus action to expend 1 spell slot to regain 1d8 hit points per level of the spell slot expended.
Jeez.
That's pretty good.
You can basically heal yourself by canceling out a spell slot.
Yeah, you
Nice.
can like sacrifice your spells.
On top of that, while you are a beast, I don't know if you know this, Shy, you get the beast's hit points on top of your own hit points.
See, that's where the 960.
It's good.
So what happens is like say you change into like a bear, right? And the bear has 40 hit points. Right? Then you know you're in a battle or something. You take 41 hit points. Then you automatically stop being a bear and become Coyra again. So
And you're down 1 of your regular hit points.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
Okay, and I did find, let me put this in here as well. I did find a little table that shows you some of the different beasts that you can change into.
There we go.
So let me put this in. I'm going to put this in the Discord chat.
Okay.
Because as you level up, you'll be able to change into more ferocious beasts.
Okay.
So,
Mind if I pin this?
no, not at all.
Then I can find it back.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, cool. Okie doke.
Yay for Discord being useful.
It's a light page.
Yeah,
My light changed.
it's pretty bad. Okay, yeah, so I guess biggest thing is don't forget you can wild shape because people often forget that. Really.
And is there anything on Roll20 that I have to do for that? Or I just say it?
You just say it and
Okay.
They don't get to do it like a gazillion times though.
Yeah, of course.
Alright. So here's what I'll say about like the hit points, right? The hit points that you've do we want to do it that way? No, okay. This time we'll just keep it going. So you walk kind of northwest through the city. And the city is you kind of almost forgot actually while you were in the tavern kind of like how the city is at the moment, because it's not its usual self, and it's full of like people are like acting out of character quite a lot. So you see people like with like it's like they're hoarding, right? Like people are, if it was like modern day time, they would be buying bottled water and whatnot. But you see people kind of like with extra supplies that they are lugging around town on their carts. You see people kind of with stuff packed up, like they're ready to leave town, like they've got a cart full of their belongings, like rolls of carpet and, you see one person with like a whole like wardrobe on the back of this cart. And so people are like, it looks like people are kind of getting ready to flee as well, even though it's kind of common knowledge that the gates are closed. And you see as well the Flaming Fist folks, these guys kind of wandering around town and being generally despicable, right? So they're like kind of being like much more, they're quicker to turn to violence as a solution. So you see like one commoner just totally punched by this kind of crew of Flaming Fist guys, and it's a very kind of the atmosphere in the city is one of kind of like minor panic, and it feels like the city's kind of on a knife edge, descending into chaos. So it's not a great time. Some people, though, are continuing kind of as if it's business as usual. You do see the occasional person just like, whatevs, just wandering, doing their daily routine, just not particularly bothered or affected by the panic that seems to have gripped some of their fellow residents. So this is kind of what you witness as you're walking further northwest.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about the city-state.
Yeah. And you spend probably about like 45 minutes kind of making your way through the streets to the northwest, and then hunting around in that area to find the building that you're looking for. And I'm going to move you over now to a different map, and hopefully...
While we're walking...
Oh yeah, sorry.
But Palkas would say one thing, that is, I forgot to ask why Tarina was in trouble.
I'm not hearing everything that you're saying. I'm getting like every other syllable getting...
Same here.
Also, I'm not the only one. I
Oh,
thought it was my Discord.
Okay, hold on. Let me switch.
uh-oh. Did it?
Well, give it a moment.
Uh-oh. I think we lost.
One sec.
Oh no.
Yeah, Discord's having fun tonight.
Yeah, earlier today people can log in and stuff, so...
Uh-oh.
Hopefully the other two will be able to rejoin.
Oh no.
Honestly, I just thought it was my internet as they're working near us.
Oh,
With
Nightcaste.
internet.
It blowed up.
There's...
And we get a raid just as...
Yeah. Thanks, Raiders.
Well, thanks for the raid. Awful stupid RPG.
What perfect
The
timing.
technical difficulties.
Yeah, welcome to our personal Discord hell.
Yes, our faces are being cut up at the moment. Please forgive the imagery.
Wait, are they?
I'm
I
trying to
thought-
recover.
We're slowly kind of reassembling ourselves. I think my head is like
We're still missing Nightcaste.
somewhere down there, and
Yeah, you're now Flynn. You're
Oh,
now
I'm Flynn,
while
okay.
your body is still the dungeon
all right,
master.
Yeah.
perfect. I mean, that's exactly what I was going
Sorry,
for.
folks. Technical difficulties. Welcome, Raiders.
Yeah.
Well, we've got one person that's trying to reconnect right now, which will
Yeah.
rechange all the orientation.
Yeah, you never have the camera placement issues.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
hang on.
no.
Oh.
Nope. Still just the 5.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, thanks for the for the kind words there.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Uh-oh.
I might as well at least.
Oh no, Nightcaste.
So our group here.
It's about time.
Yeah, that's
Isn't it? Hey!
Oh,
Welcome back.
Hey!
hey.
We're all in the positions we're
And
supposed to be at this
we're in
point.
the right spots. That's amazing.
It looks like it.
There we go.
Though my
Fantastic.
my
Everybody's
internet is acting very crap.
Okay. All right. So, so you arrive at the Bathhouse. And sorry, is there anything anybody else wanted to do while you're walking through the city?
Oh, roll 20 is being laggy for me.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
So okay, I'll take that as a no.
unless anybody got information from Taryn or Tarina why she was being hassled by Deadeye. Yeah.
Okay. So you arrive at no, I don't think anybody asked her about that.
It's for your ex-boyfriend or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's
You
up because
seem to care in the slightest.
Okay, so you arrive at the Bathhouse. It is a one-story, kind of stucco finished building. It has stained glass windows. It has clay roof tiles, and there's 10-foot tall walls that enclose a courtyard garden in front of it. And you see in front of you the gates that are, have these nymphs, smiling nymphs engraved upon them. The bathhouse itself looks like it's in pretty good repair. It's in a reasonable area of the city. From what you can see, kind of the peaks into the garden, it looks quite nice.
And the gates are open?
The gates are not open. Yeah, no.
Is there like a padlock, or is it obviously locked or anything like that?
No, in fact, they're just handled gates. They don't seem to be like security gates or anything. They're just, they're more decorative.
Okay.
So you should have control of your tokens. So I've kind of parked you all in front of the gates, and I do have the fancy pants lighting going on. So
That's why it's laggy.
yes,
Okay.
I can't help myself. I just wanted to.
No, that's cool. Yep.
So yeah, these are the gates that you see in front of you here.
So as it's not a stealth mission at this point, Palkas is just going to walk up and just open the gates and
Same.
yeah,
Okay.
I scrolled by accident.
very blunt person.
It's time for a bath, dang it.
Yeah, so you can open these gates. They're kind of these very decorative metal work gates. They've got these smiling nymphs on them. And what could be nicer, right? And yep, you can just kind of proceed through if you want. And you see the gardens, and the gardens are quite lovely. It's an L-shaped courtyard with a trimmed lawn and a nicely manicured shrubbery. It is decorated with these marble benches, these white marble benches. There are stone fountains, and you can kind of see why Tarina was like rolling her eyes at this a little bit now, because the fountains are again these smiling nymphs who are like tipping jugs of water that spill into the stone basins below. So this is where you find yourself in the courtyard.
Okay. I'm just trying to move my character. There we go. So are there people like? Are we seeing through windows right now? Is that what I'm seeing?
So you can see kind of a window over here and a window here, but they are stained glass windows, so you can't really. I mean, it's it's a bathhouse after all. Can't just have open windows for people to peer
They had
in.
open windows. They'd have a whole bunch of peeping toms out here.
Right, there'd be like a whole bunch of weirdos hiding in the shrubbery.
Mm-hmm.
Thorn.
Right. You do see kind of a path that leads to the north, so leads like up in this direction. Yeah, and these are kind of the benches that you see over to the side here and in the corner. It's very kind of ornate and lovely and looks well taken care of.
I will proceed down what looks like the main path to the main entrance.
Okay.
Forgive me if I land on another character. I'm not trying to.
Tight spaces.
Hey, watch stepping on the toes.
Hey, you can occupy my
There's a
space. It's
halfling
fine.
down here. Yeah, there's a couple of very nice looking kind of carved wooden doors in front of you. Yeah, it looks like they're kind of open for business.
Are these fountains that are?
Yeah, like here and here. Yep, and then the other one around there was, those are fountains.
Okay.
Is Nightcaste staying outside? Sorry, Malvola.
I'm right next to Coyra.
You're not showing up for me, that's all.
Yeah, you're
I'm
also...
going in.
Okay.
I think there's just a delay on our character.
I touched Smelly more than the rest of you. I want that. And I touched him in areas that I don't want to think about.
I'm actually happy I only
That's
chipped wood.
true.
I don't smell bad, and being a more shy person, I actually just go and sit on the bench and enjoy the view a little bit.
Okay.
I'm surprised there isn't like a changing area.
So there are kind of benches. Oh, here, let me describe it to you. I'll give you the official description.
I'll go back outside then. Where the
Oh,
benches
no, it's all right.
are.
Well, I was describing the interior.
Okay.
The walls of this 20-foot high pillared chamber are adorned with frescoes of bathing royalty. Light streams through stained glass windows, creating colourful patterns on the tiles of polished blue marble that cover the floor. 3 shallow sunken pools contain scintillating perfume-scented water. White marble benches bearing stacks of dry towels are situated near the pools, each one of which comes equipped with a pair of brass faucets. So yeah, it smells lovely in there. It's very fragrant, not too flowery, not too, it's quite nice. And the water is steaming, so it's a little bit humid in there. It's very inviting. And there are, as you see, some folks already occupying some of the baths.
Bisco.
Right.
So you do see as well, like under the benches, there are kind of these little cubbies where you can put your, your clothing, should you want to partake of the bathing. There are the 2 kind of rooms at the back, which have doors facing into the area where you are.
Excuse me. So Palkas, being Palkas, walks over here, goes to the bench spot, proceeds to completely disrobe and just get right in next to this person.
Okay.
And just leaves all his stuff just sitting there. The maul handle sticking up against the bench and everything, just gets right in.
Okay.
Not even a stitch. You guys can see though that the scarring actually goes down a good portion of his body.
So we don't have to pay anyone anything.
Sorry, I couldn't quite make that out.
Oh no, there doesn't seem to be anybody, taking. It doesn't seem like there's anybody kind of handling money. So.
Can these pools fit more than 2 people? Or is 2 people the most?
I mean, unless you want to get really, really friendly.
Well, I mean, it's a 5-foot by 5-foot bathtub. Or actually, it's a 10-foot by 5-foot bathtub. So
I'm going to take a moment to take in the beauty of the place. In reality, I'm looking for any potential spot where there could be a secret door. I mean, I doubt it'll be in this main area, but on the off chance.
Mm-hmm. And so you can kind of like suss out, right? Because these are windows in the walls over here, that you can kind of get an idea that the secret door probably isn't in any of the walls with the windows, right? So, I mean, you think it could be like in one of these 2 walls, or it could be like inside what these rooms, whatever is beyond these kind of interior doors here.
There's also under the benches.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe even inside the pool. Plus, there's these columns to play around with. One of those might yield something.
I'm going to check this door to see if it's open or not.
Yeah, the handle, moves freely.
Step in, and I guess this one's occupied.
Who am I sharing a bathtub with?
You are sharing a bathtub with a regular person from the street. They kind of like, when you climb in, half or person, they kind of like try to make space, and it's kind of that moment of awkwardness where, naked half orc just climbed in the tub beside me, and I don't know you, and you're naked, and yeah, anyway. So, but it's.
And you're smiling.
Well, Palkas is just cleaning.
Oh yeah. Oh, then maybe there's a look of slight disgust, like kind of regretting that they have to share a tub with you now.
Palkas probably looks back and then just says, like, "Are you not going to clean? This is what it's for." And it just proceeds to just like scrub away.
Yeah, the commoner says, I already have. And they get out, actually, and kind of grab one of the towels and start, like, drying off. And so they're kind of standing over
Don't
here.
forget to clean your mall, Palkas.
Not in there.
As you say that, Palkas was like reaching for it. Goes, okay.
Ignore him, of course, in there. Where else?
Maybe I wait until we're finished.
So Flynn, you step into this room, and this has a contoured wooden table, and it's draped with clean towels and silks. And you can still see kind of under the edge of the table, there's this shelf that is just lined with all these lovely perfume bottles. And a human stands, as you see, kind of the other side of the table. And they turn to you and they say, in common they say, are you here for a massage? They kind of look at you, look at your gear, and then kind of momentarily think about dousing you with some of the perfume. And
But I'm a perfectly respectable sailor. Just a little ragged.
Sailors don't usually visit this kind of massage parlor.
Yeah, there is this moment of like, and then it's like overcome by I have to be like good customer service masseuse, like kind of, you know. It's a moment of disgust.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, wrong room.
Wrong room.
I didn't know this was a massage room. I was looking for private bath.
They say, well, unfortunately, we don't have any private baths, but these public baths are available for your use.
I'll give the room a once over again, kind of looking for potential places for secret doors before I leave the room.
Make a perception check. You don't see any in here.
And I'll make my way over to there's probably another massage.
Are you opening the door? Or... Oh, okay.
Opening it and hoping there's not somebody in there getting a massage.
Nope, there is nobody in there getting a massage, but a human woman stands again the other side of this contoured wooden table, and it's the same exact kind of it's just a mirror image, right, of this one. There's the rows of perfume bottles, and yeah. Can I help you? I don't recall having any appointments this afternoon, but if you...
sorry, wrong room.
Okay.
I was looking for a changing room. Yes, I'm full of it.
Are you scouting the room again?
Yeah.
Okay. Another perception check, please.
Well, gee. I noticed there's a person in this room.
Yeah. Yeah, there's you don't see anything that's could be a secret door.
Okay, enough of that, I guess. I guess I'm going to share a bath with.
Okay. So Palkas, you've got company.
Disrobe the whole 9 yards. I just need to get clean at this point.
Okay.
But I'm still keeping an eye out for possible places.
Okay. Then make one more perception check for me, please. Okay. Yeah, you feel a little more confident about this room and that there isn't a secret door in this one.
Maybe it's in the baths.
I mean, you're short enough that you could just dive under, and if you want to get that close to Palkas, then
I don't know if I want to dive under in this one while it's currently occupied. Breathe, Knight. Breathe.
The two people that are in the middle bath, are they just regular patrons like the other one that I had there?
Yeah, and they seem to know each other. They're kind of like whispering that they're doing this, like, to each other, like when they think you're not looking.
Yeah, you said
they're doing really badly at it, though. You can clearly see they're gossiping about you.
You said there was towels and stuff.
Yep. There's towels on the benches.
Okay. Seems like a strange place. All right. Just keeps going. I mean, Palkas has got like 1 foot up in the air and is like scrubbing on the back of his calf and stuff like that.
I'm trying to ignore.
Thorn is mainly washing away blood.
Okay. Yeah, this commoner will eventually just kind of leave. So Coyra, you see a very clean-looking person leave, and they kind of look at you and nod,
I'll nod back.
and then continue, out of the area.
So what Coyra was thinking is maybe the hidden door is not inside the building, but more on the where she is right now, and she
Okay.
looks around for it.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Yeah, let me find it for a second. Where is that again?
This is good because my character is not going to find any secret passages. I can let you know that right now.
Okay. So you can consider this, by the way, a short rest while you guys are all scrubbing in the tub. It's nice and restful. So consider this a short rest.
Perception.
So
I'm trying to find it. Sorry.
No worries.
that's fine. Short rest for any with that bail. That I don't know why I've got that there. We go. Do you want me to go
Exactly,
over
scrub it
the
up.
details on how to do short rests,
Oh,
kashcah?
hang on one sec, because I think Corey's going to do a perception check first.
Sounds
Yep.
good.
But I'm trying to find it, and
So-
I'm probably looking completely over it.
It's in the, there should be like a list of skills on the left-hand side over by your attribute scores.
I really can't find it. Can someone send a screenshot really quick?
Do you know where your charisma score is? It's just to the right of that. Should be off.
Found it. Oh.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Okay.
Someone's at least paying attention.
So you're able to, while these folks are taking a bath, you're able to spend a good amount of time just very carefully, kind of meticulously looking over everything in the garden. And you're confident that it's not out here.
Okay.
Boo.
Yeah, sorry, the font is a little bit small. That's why
Yeah,
I
it's
couldn't find
tiny.
it.
No worries.
Especially with the pop out, you can zoom in. Well, if it's on the Roll20 thing itself, you can zoom in.
Yeah. I think that was a hit die being spent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If that's what the question was. Alright. So yeah.
Ooh.
Do you want to? Anybody else want to do anything while they're taking a bath? And eventually, like if you, well, I should let you answer first, huh?
Palkas is really just gonna clean, single-minded.
Okay.
I would like to use the baths as well. My concern, I'm the guy carrying the vial from the heist, and I don't want to leave my stuff unattended without somebody like watching it.
You could always give it to me. I'm outside. There's
Yeah,
no one watching me.
It's a little weird to be like walking this far across the building.
True.
Yeah, I'll get out and watch your stuff. No worries, I'm clean.
And actually, after not too much longer, these the other folks in the baths, they lose patience with waiting for you to. They were kind of hoping that you would just bathe and then leave, because they were enjoying. But anyway, they kind of lose patience with that, and they will, get out of the bath and dry. You know.
I'd like to congratulate them on their lovely skin tone.
Okay. They look at you very strangely. They both look at you very strangely, then look at each other, and then look back at you, and then
Palkas
you
looks
know,
at his
and then
as well.
then leave quite quickly. One of them
Give
says,
him a big smile and
"Thank
wave
you."
goodbye.
One of them does say, "Thank you," and then it's just very awkward kind of exchange.
I do hope so.
So they will. They do the same thing. So Coyra, you see two more clean people exiting the bathhouse and making their way kind of down the path and then out the gate.
As soon as they leave, Palkas finishes abruptly and starts drying off and says, "We have the place to ourselves at the moment."
Let's find what we came to find.
You never know who may be watching.
Well, I'm sure we're being watched right now.
Hello, people. Are you watching?
Palkas takes his maul. Bloop.
Before he did.
Kind of looks a little bit left and right, just kind of gives it a little bit of a wipe off.
See, that's much better, isn't it?
We saw
Okay, the
that.
only
No, I'm
people
just
I
kidding.
saw here there are masseuses in each of the rooms.
Meanwhile, Coyra is sitting outside just blowing bubbles out of her pipe.
I forgot about that.
I can't forget about that. I need to make use of it.
It's good. Take inspiration for that.
I'm pretty sure that the secret passage or the secret door isn't in this main room. I'm not entirely sure about the massage rooms because I couldn't check them as thoroughly because they're work.
Your audio cut out.
I said that I'm sure that there's no secret doors in this main room. I'm not sure about the massage rooms because there are people, the workers are.
And your audio cut out at the exact same
At the last word you said. It was just the last word you said.
Which word?
We don't know because your audio cut out.
What was the last word you heard?
You said that
Where was R?
you went into the room and you saw the workers, and that I can't remember.
I said that I'm not sure if there's any secret doors in those rooms because there are workers in there.
Ah,
In
okay.
there, right.
I totally forget how late we play. Do we play till 11 or midnight?
Well, we should be wrapping
Last
up
week
fairly
we stopped
soon.
half an hour ago.
Okay.
Sorry.
I just realized I'm like,
Yeah, I'm looking for kind of a good stopping point that's a bit better than you took a bath.
what's bad?
I don't know. It doesn't seem like a bad thing.
And then
So,
we could restart in the bath.
and you could restart in the bath.
Palkas would suggest that somebody perhaps gets a massage to scout the room. I'm not particular to people touching my scars.
Out of character, I've been having this perverse thought because the idea of, I'm a dragon, I'm going to go get a massage, just touches something very special.
They just take gold coins and kind of rub it on you.
Like rocks. Something. It's like, I don't know how we're going to deal with this. Let me get a rolling pin.
So, are you...
They use dwarven smithy hammers.
Yeah. It's Turkish massage, so, you know, they gotta rough you up.
So,
Well, if that's all we're doing for the scouting here, then let's see how Coyra has fared. Perhaps it's not in this building. Maybe it's out in the yard. Or connected to the back.
Still just sitting outside blowing bubbles.
See if I can actually get Palkas to move. There we go.
Sorry, is it really awkward with the dynamic lighting?
It's quite laggy for me.
I've got about a 4-second lag for my character
Okay.
to move one
All right,
space.
I'll turn it off for next time.
That's fine.
It's more or less fine for me.
Palkas walks up to Coyra and just says,
It's just this like cloud of bubbles.
Yeah. And he just walks right through them. Several of them probably pop on him as he walks
Yep.
through.
I look so surprised that the bubbles are just popping.
He says,
Like, I didn't expect it.
have you found anything useful?
No, the only thing I've found, or that I'm quite confident of, is that there's nothing of interest here outside.
Hmm. What are the walls out here? Are they like...
They are stone.
Okay. Alright. I'm gonna say Palkas decides to go down back around the corner just to give another look in this area, and then is going to proceed to walk into the corner just to see if there's anything behind the bushes, but only if nobody is directly looking in that area at that time.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's fairly private, right, in this courtyard. So make a perception check, see if you can spot anything weird.
Alright, let me find my character sheet here. Click on it. Perception, you said?
Yes, please.
Oh dear. Oh my god!
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't find anything, and you're sure that there is nothing to find except cheesy statues of nymphs pouring water.
Alright. Palkas kind of like looks through one of the stained glass windows, like kind of puts his face up against one of the lighter colored panes, and just kind of like tries to get somebody's attention on the inside, and then just shakes his head no.
Okay. And folks on the interior, what are you guys up to?
We can't actually see anything through these windows, can we, effectively?
You can, I mean, you can kind of, like, when you're right up next to them, you can kind of make out, like, what's outside. It's not like the glass is distorted, it's just, you know, there's lots of, like, there's a myriad of kind of colours all leaded together.
Just like where I am now, there's a chunk of wall I can see that doesn't seem to fit with the massage room that I just wandered into. If you see.
Ah, yeah, okay. Yeah, so you're kind of like, you're going around looking through all the,
Yeah.
yeah, you do see that there is something, that doesn't fit with the building size there.
Yeah. Okay. I shall head outside and report what I have found to others quietly.
Meanwhile, Palkas is like digging through bushes.
Come out, wherever you are.
He sees the bunch of you coming out and joins up.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
So,
it's
Thorn.
up to you guys, but...
Yeah, so I'll report that it looks like there's a bit of extra wall sticking out past the topmost massage parlor room
Then we know where to go when we come back.
I think that would be a good place to start, yes.
Okay.
Just a question of whether the workers are part of the cult or not.
They seem functional. That is not something I associate with cults. They don't stink, and they're not muttering and mumbling. They don't look pale and nervous. So probably not.
So do we wait for them to leave or go charging in there looking for the secret door now?
Well, Palkas could use some time to recharge, I believe. And I doubt he's the only one. So perhaps we come back after an evening of sleep.
Says I can manage if we need to.
Well, yes, but why go in half strength?
It is, just to give you an idea as well, I mean, all the splashing around and everything, you know, getting to be kind of late afternoon, early evening.
Then let us retire and return in the night.
Yeah, like if we go to find an inn and get to sleep about 8, we can be back here by 4:30. That should be a good time.
Do you want to head back to the Elf Song, or do you want to look for somewhere new?
Perhaps Tarina will sponsor us a room.
It's worth a try. We did help around.
She did allow me to keep this off the gang leader, and Palkas pulls out the gold chain and ring as payment, though I'm not sure of its value or if it has magical properties yet.
It suits you. It suits you.
Thank
The
you.
question is, do they lock this place up when it closes?
The wall's only 10 feet high. We can boost each other over pretty easily.
I'm not trying to boost any of you giants.
I think we can manage.
It's not exactly designed for security, apparently.
I feel strange talking further about this here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we
this
want
is
to go back to the
not the
Elf
place
Song,
for
or
this
do we want to
conversation.
find someplace closer?
Well, if we go to the Elf Song, then there's a chance that whoever Eye Patch was working for might send more people. So let's go there.
Did we pass any other places like that would be closer? Because it didn't really.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of pubs in Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. Yep, I would say there are, yeah, you might have passed like another, like 1 or 2 probably on the way. So you could stay closer, like if you want to stay closer you could do.
While we're discussing this, Coyra casually says, if any of you would be so kind of donating a room to me then for the night, that would be appreciated, as it looks like I'm out of money.
Palkas says, I have your charity covered.
Okay.
Well, where do we want to go?
Honestly, I don't mind. It's all the same, really.
Palkas already suggested Tarina's place. Tries to get a free stay, or at least find out why she was being pursued.
Yeah, maybe she'll pass a pork knuckle or something. Let's do it.
And if she's not
Okay,
there,
so
then
back to the Elf Song.
we could just stay there.
I mean, it's our best bet. Free is free.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, you can retrace your steps quite easily through the city, and head back to the Elf Song. Unfortunately, when you get there, Tarina is actually nowhere to be found. She is left, vacated the premises. But you are, welcome to stay there. The rooms are very affordable. And you can, share if you want to. But I think what we'll do is we'll call it here with an overnight stay in the Elf Song, and then we can pick up bright and early the next morning.
Okay.
Next week.
Thank you, kashcah.
Oh, thank you very much as well.
Great stuff.
It was a lot of fun. Again.
Good.
Thanks everybody for coming out and
thanks
watching
all the
us
viewers.
mop the floor with Deadeye and his gang, and then we go and took a bath to finish cleaning everything up.
Yeah.
All those visuals you really
And
want.
don't forget about the bubbles.
And the bubbles.
Yes. Which
You'll
are not
be-
coming
keep your
from
hands
the
to
bath.
yourself.
Funny thing. All right. Thanks, viewers. Thanks, players. Thank you, Kashka. And we'll see you all next time. Should be Saturday around 8 p.m. UK time.
Yep.
If all goes well. So we'll see you then.
Same bad time, same
Bye.
bad channel.
Thank you for coming.